What's up, nerds? The Pavlov's bell is ringing, and it's time for the show. A lot of y'all up in the chat already. I'm very excited about it. Tad Hall, thank you for your 3-month subscription.
Y'all gonna make me lose my mind.
There it is. There's the announcement. A lot of y'all ready to go today. Very, very exciting. KY, drive safely, please. I think we almost took Rivka off the road last week. We don't want to have that happen to you this week.
It's a new day. Yes, it is.
Wakey, wakey.
Time to get up.
Good morning, citizens.
Open and then
Rise and shine.
This is your wake-up call, people.
come on. The coffee's on.
All right, so before we get into the whole thing,
Shebang.
we're gonna be trying something different.
What?
This is a test week for a new kind of thing that
I
we're
don't
gonna
like
try.
change.
So the goal, here's the deal. We had a goal set with Bubba to try and get our morning shows closer to like the whole podcast version, I guess, like, you know, the entire block of time that we're actually on the show down to an hour, or roughly an hour. And for the most part, our shows tend to go hour 20 to hour 40, and more occasionally than I would like close to 2 hours sometimes. So the problem came down to the fact that we look through everything that we do on the show, and there's just not a lot that we want to get rid of. Because we like everything that we do. A lot of it has to do with you guys now. Y'all are like interconnected with it. So what we're doing instead is we're going to attempt 4 shows. We're going to attempt Monday through Thursday with keeping all of our same content that we typically do, but just switching it up a little bit. And so our middle segment for every show is going to be short. It's going to have a fact, and it's going to have one weird news story. It's going to be 5-10 minutes long. But the first segment will have a big, you know, one of our big events, the junk food news, the game, the what have you. And of course, our big main segment that we don't record on Twitch will remain the same as well, that we're shooting for around 20-25 minutes. But we're going to be taking the Discord discussion that we normally do on Tuesdays in that first segment and move that to the main segment of Thursday. And so here on Twitch, we're going to move that towards the end of the recording, and we're going to be asking you a question directly related to the main topic for the week. Now, you won't have heard all the main topic stuff, so we're not expecting you to be as knowledgeable about what we're talking about up to that point. So we're going to be asking you a directed question with a hypothetical situation, just like we always do in the Discord discussion thing. So it's going to be a fun way to end our main show and our main topic stuff with community engagement. So we've liked the Discord stuff so much that we're bumping you up. That's what we're saying here.
That's what we're saying. Listen, though, we've had a couple people already say that they prefer the long show. So,
yes,
you know.
That's true. But that's why we're not cutting out any more content. We're giving you more, but we're just keeping the individual shows shorter. So I don't know what that means with the back row rewind, because that's what we've been doing on Thursdays. I don't know if we'll be doing that going forward on a regular basis, or if that's what we'll do on weeks that we're off. Still thinking about that. And that's still up in the air whether or not we decide we want to keep doing 4 days a week. But because we used to do 4 days a week way back when we first started.
Way back.
And it was a lot. But not as much as I think what we have mapped out here. So we're hoping it'll all go well. Thank you, whoever that anonymous gifter was. Anonymous gifter. Who gave a subscription to Kaylee there. And there will be probably heads up with the topic moving forward. Yes, if we continue to do it this way, we'll give you at least 24 hours notice as to what the question is.
Okay, well, I mean, as to what the question is,
Yes,
right?
not the full topic, but...
Hold on, I'm looking through the planned out talking points here, because it's not a script.
Not a script. It's show prep.
Show prep. Because at the end of every day, you would always say, like, you would give a hint as to what our topic was, but it doesn't look like you're doing that now. So that then they would know at least what we were going to be talking about, the topic that we were going to be talking about.
It's on the top of every day show.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
They'll have the idea.
Yeah, so that's what I was getting at. Was at least you'll have somewhat of an idea
Before we get there.
Yeah.
Tonight.
You won't know the question, but you can go do some quick Google searches.
Thank you, Brother Mod.
Which is what I should have done.
I put a lot of work into my appearance. I appreciate that. All right. Well, we are going to go ahead and get started then. One of the ways we're going to make this a little less repetitive is we're cutting out a lot of the intros and outros. So we're just going to do kind of like a straight day. We're going to have the main intro for every day, the welcome introductions and ourselves. But everything else, we'll just kind of just do the meat of each segment. And Mo and I are going to record the intros and outros later. So you won't just hear us go in and out and in and out. We'll just do day segments. So, Mo,
whatever, Tad. Listen, you want to know something that's funny? From between the whole gorgeous comment last week and then a comment that Tad made last week, I held on to Tad's comment more throughout this week than I did the whole gorgeous comment. And that's because he said something it was when I was talking about Topher and video games, and Tad made a comment, something along the lines of keeping things like this in mind for the future Mrs. Tad, talking about whenever he gets married. And I was like, hey, that's a huge compliment. That was very over the shoulder. So you don't have to say that I look nice. I don't want you to say that because your compliment was already a huge over the shoulder pat for me.
Bella the Jolly, thank you for that lurk.
I'll keep right on being aight.
Yeah, aight.
Aight.
You aight. Okay, well, now that I've sufficiently lost my place, let me get back here and we'll get started.
It's not like it was that hard to get to the top of the page.
It's not the top of the page for me.
Oh.
I write the main stuff first, so I know where we're going. So why don't you back off me?
No, Meg.
Peach flavor, thanks. Did y'all like my title for the Twitch show? Hates Peach.
Hates Peach. Why is that funny?
Hate speech.
Hate speech! I got it! Ha! That was good. That was good. Not as good as my corner of the map, but it was good.
I don't know what you're talking about. That didn't happen. You always do this. Okay, here we go.
Always and never are such
definitive words. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Monday show right now.
Rise and shine, nerds.
You're tuned in to episode 436 of the Back Row Morning Show, proudly a part of the Love Thy Nerd podcast network. I'm Radio Matt, the station manager and chief radio nerd here at LTN. I'm a third-generation radio dude and a lifelong nerd.
And I'm Mo, sidekick to the chief radio nerd, here to bring the facts and the fire to your day. Now, where's the coffee?
Today on the show, we take our first look at the metaverse.
Also on the show today, meet the Hypermilers.
But first, today is Monday, January 24th, 2022. Someone already reminded me in chat, too, that it's 2022 and I still didn't change it.
Past.
And we got some holidays to celebrate.
That's right. Today is National Compliment Day. Hey.
Hey, Mo, you aight?
Whatever. Whatever.
Yeah, aight.
Some people like me a little more than I, but that's okay.
Where's my compliment? I gave you
hey,
a
Matt.
compliment.
You got a big head,
That's not a compliment.
which means you have a big brain. You're smart, my friend.
Not scientifically accurate either.
No, see, here's the thing. I'm the one always giving you compliments. Always. I'm always being kind to you. Always. Always the nice friend. And I never get compliments.
Never.
I'm just kidding. You my best friend, homie. It's also National Peanut Butter Day.
Yeah. I'll compliment peanut butter all day. Are you a peanut butter fan?
I do really like peanut butter. Like, I don't like peanut butter in a sandwich. So I guess like the traditional way that most people think of eating peanut butter, or at least most Americans, I should say, think of eating peanut butter. It's not how I prefer it, but
How do you eat it?
I mean,
On a steak?
ew. I don't like it in a sandwich, but I'm not dumb. I like to put peanut butter on my waffles and my pancakes.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically with any like breakfast food.
So it's a breakfast deal for you.
It actually
Like I'll have
is.
it on toast every now and then to where
Yes,
it gets kind of
toast,
melty.
uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. I don't begrudge you.
I like peanut butter cookies.
Your peanut butter preferences. Peanut butter cookies are good,
They are
but they gotta
The-
be. I don't like them when they have peanuts in them.
Oh,
though.
no.
The cookies?
no. That peanut butter cookies are the first cookies that I ever learned to make, and it was 3 ingredients: peanut butter, egg, sugar. That was it. You mix it together, you make little round balls of the peanut butter dough, and you bake it, and then you press your fork in it in both directions, and
My
best cookies ever.
my favorite cookie is the peanut butter cookie with the little Hershey's Kiss smooshed down in the middle of it.
Something I.
I don't know what they're called, but they're
Buckeyes?
fantastic.
Buckeyes.
Don't know.
I was
Good,
going to say
though.
bullseyes, but I was like, that is not right. I'm pretty sure they're called Buckeyes.
Our friend Brian in chat says he liked peanut butter and pickle sandwiches.
Peanut butter and pickles.
I mean, Taco Box down here, our very local taco place has a peanut butter burger. It's been
Yeah.
on their menu for years. People swear by it. Mm-hmm. And it's got pickles on it. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know either, but oh well. Hey, it's also National Just Do It Day.
Yeet.
So let's Nike it.
Yeah. Has nothing to do with Nike.
I know.
I don't know if it came first or second.
Did you know that Nike was a Greek goddess?
No.
Yeah.
I love
Don't
peanut
ask
butter
me.
on a slice of cheese. On a slice of cheese?
I mean, to be fair, he did follow that up by saying only because I can't eat bread.
That doesn't.
So that's like one of those things, people who can't drink milk have to opt for almond milk, like we discussed last week. So, I mean, I hope that it's just like I do this because of lack of options thing and not because I like the way it tastes.
Thank you, anonymous gifter, for the sub you gave to Tristan. Tristan, enjoy your new emotes. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Peanut butter on cheese. What kind of cheese? There's so many different cheese options. I'm curious now. I'll put that in the chat. I'll read it when we get to it. What else we got?
That's it. Oh, my bad. It's also Community Manager Appreciation Day.
Yay!
So is this when we say, we appreciate you, Tierney?
It is.
Hey!
Tyranny, Silver, we appreciate
Yeah,
you.
Silver Tierney. Tierney Silver. Whoever you are.
Whatever name you go by, we appreciate you.
We
But
appreciate
just for today.
you, and we love you.
Don't get used to
and
it.
we think you're great. You're the awesomest. And go have a peanut butter sandwich. Just do it.
peanut butter and cheese sandwich.
So yeah, I wrapped all the holidays into one.
And anyone who is unaware of who we're talking about, Tyranny is our community manager for Love Thy Nerd. So she is head over like our Facebook group and our Discord, and she's quick with the band hammer. She does really good.
She does do really good, and in a way that's not like we hate you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
In a
she's very mild mannered,
gracious and kind way. Yeah.
All right. Well, how was your week, Mo?
You know what? It was not bad at all. At all.
At all.
At all. It
Like
was
last
not
week, we had
bad.
two vastly different weeks to report.
Yeah.
Like yours was rough, and mine was just chill, watching movies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was the difference of. Well, no, that was the similarity in kids going back to school.
Yeah.
But the difference of parent versus educator. No, so this week was actually scheduled as a short week for school because of Martin Luther King Day on Monday. So we didn't have school on Monday. And then we ended up having a snow day. And I know that you can't see this, but Matt is doing air quotes around snow day because we got a dusting.
We got a dusting of the driest snow on the planet.
Yeah. But that really wasn't why we got the day off.
I was telling her, like, when I was going to school here, if we had a forecast of like 5 inches the next day, they'd say, okay, well, we'll let you know in the morning. And if we got, 3 or less, they'd be like, okay, 2-hour delay. We'll see you at 10. But here it's like half a day before, like school's barely out. And they're like, you know what? We're just going to cancel tomorrow just in case. We had like a 30% chance of a dusting during 1 hour overnight.
Yeah.
They're like, it's going to snow, so we're going to cancel. Then we got a later article that explained, well, it was also a kind of a staff recuperation day because just like everywhere else,
Yeah.
short on non-COVID-y teachers.
Yeah. So we have had several teachers in our building out just due to, quarantining or exposures or whatever. And so it's gotten to the point to where everybody who is there and healthy and able to work is being pulled in every single direction possible. Yeah. And we also are running on about 30% the amount of subs that we need as a district. And so, we don't have many options. And
there's a lot of schools in New Mexico are getting like National Guard people coming in as subs.
Yeah.
Because we're out. We're out of subs, out of teachers.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
I keep trying to convince Chris that he just needs to apply for a teaching position and just go full-on teacher. I mean, he easily could. And then we would be on the same easy schedule. Have summer breaks off. Have Christmas breaks off. Man, it'd be so nice.
It'd be nice.
It really would. But also, I am really, 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 really thankful that we had the snow day. And not just because I was having to pull so many extra duties. I can't think of any other word other than that, and I hate that. But anyway, whatever.
Extra duties. Mo's got extra duties every day.
I was having to pull extra duties. Not only
extra
that,
duties.
So but because I gave my testimony Thursday night at Celebrate Recovery, and I realized Thursday morning that every revision that I have done of my testimony in the past was done in Word, which apparently you don't just have on your computer anymore. It's a part of
You never
Office.
did. It's always been a part of Office.
Well, I don't know. Anyway, and so when I went in yesterday to pull it up, I was like, it tells me, your Office subscription has ended or has expired. pay $70 to renew. And I was like, heck no, I'm not. I clearly haven't used Word or Office since the last time I revised my testimony, which was years ago. So no, I'm not, it's not happening.
Ooh,
So I spent the majority of yesterday, well, Thursday, sorry, completely rewriting my testimony. So I was incredibly thankful for the snow day.
You know, it went really well.
Thanks.
I was very proud of you.
Thanks. I think a few months ago we talked about how when you give your testimony, there are parts of it that are very intense. But as the person giving their testimony, if you're a good testimony giver, I should say, you try to throw in some humor,
some jokes.
to just lighten the mood a little bit because it is very heavy. But for whatever reason, every other time I've given my testimony, last night, I keep doing that. Thursday night was the 6th time that I've given my testimony overall. And so every other time prior to that, every time I'd give a joke, it was like crickets in the audience. Nobody would say anything.
I
They
would
wouldn't
laugh on purpose. I'd be in the back and I would purposefully laugh even if it wasn't funny.
Was kind of awkward. Like
nobody else in the room.
Everybody's like, I thought they were friends. Why is he laughing right now? Doesn't he know? Is he not listening?
I was being a bro.
Anyway, but Thursday night, people laughed.
They laughed a lot.
People laughed.
Every one of your jokes landed.
I was so proud of myself.
It was very good.
And that's the first thing I said to Matt when he came up and gave me a fist bump and said, good job. I said, thanks. People laughed at my jokes. Yeah. So anyway.
So you've given it 6 times already.
Yes. Huh? I had counted it up Thursday. Counting the time that we did the interview style.
Yeah, that counts.
Yep.
Sippy texted me. He's like, when can I put you down for your testimony? I'm like, I didn't respond right away. I'm like, I didn't tell you I was going to do my testimony. Then the next day he's like, are you willing to give your testimony? I said, yeah, but put me on the back half of the year. I haven't given it in a while, but I gave it like, I'll say 3 dozen times over the course of that 10 years. And I don't know, I'm storied out for a little while. Need a break.
You just got to do like I did and rewrite it.
I'll have to, yeah. It's been long enough. All right, quick updates before I get to my week here. Tristan says that he eats his cheese and peanut butter sandwich with no bread. Just the bread is the cheese with whatever cheese he's got in the fridge. So.
Oh, okay.
I guess. And I don't know if you saw Bella Tajali's little comment. She's an internal auditor for the Guam Department of Education, and they're detailing her to teach algebra at high school on Monday.
Okay, then.
They're desperate, man.
Yeah, have
They're
fun.
all desperate.
Have fun with that.
All right. Well, my week has been full and exciting. This past Monday, myself, Frost, who heads up the LTN Twitch channel, and Tierney Albright, who we already mentioned is the community manager. We have all been officially added as staff members to Love Thy Nerd.
It's official.
Yeah. I mean, we're not doing anything different as of yet, but I'm sure that will change. I'm sure we will get more responsibility moving forward. But what that does mean is that we get to start kind of fundraising as building a partnership team as a nerd culture missionary with Love Thy Nerd. So we're really excited about that. That's the word. It's official. It's a big deal. And we're the first group of non-founders, I guess, that have been added to the staff, aside from one person who has already come and gone. And so it's a really big deal for them. It took them a good while to even come to that point where they were comfortable with it. So we're excited to be a part of that.
Yeah.
I know Frost and Silver are just as excited as I am, and means a big deal. Big deal to us.
This is when we need one of those little buttons over there where you press the like audience clapping
I
and
might have that. Hold on, let me see. Do I have audience clapping?
so I can say congratulations. See? Perfection.
All right.
Hold on, I got a story. We're not ending. Are you ready?
We're not ending. We have a lot more to do.
Well, you know what I mean. We're not going to the next portion
tell
yet.
your story.
Oh, well, you cut me off. You wouldn't let me finish. So, do you have anything else to say
No.
about your week?
Because you cut me off and you wouldn't let me finish.
Exactly. I thought that you were about to transition into the next part of the show, and I
I'm
did
done.
not want you to go
I'm
there
done.
yet.
Let's go. Go ahead. What's
Okay. I mean, I have to let all of our listeners and those who are hanging out with us on Twitch right now in on the funniest part of Thursday night.
Oh, okay.
What was the funniest part? See if you are on the same page as me. That was a hint right there. Page. See if you're on the same page as me.
Oh, yeah. Mo doesn't know how printers work.
So here's the thing. When you give a Celebrate Recovery testimony, they're typically somewhere between,
It's supposed to be roughly 20 minutes.
about 12 pages is what they like to say.
Yeah.
Double spaced, 12 pages anyway. So I get it all typed up, ready to go to print it at home, and our printer is out of ink. Wouldn't you know? So I email it over to Chris. We run up to the church. He runs over to the church office while I'm in the building that we do Celebrate Recovery in, and he is printing my testimony off for me. He comes over, hands it to me. It's paper clipped together. I look at the front page really quick. Looks good. I go set it on the podium where I'm going to be giving my testimony from. Don't even think about it after that. We eat. We have worship. Sippy introduces me. I go up. I start reading the first page. And then I slide the page to the side as I'm moving on to the next part, the next page of my testimony. And all of a sudden, oh, hold on just 1 second. Bear with me. My pages are not in order. And so I start very quickly searching through the pages.
Were your pages numbered?
No.
Yeah, that's a rookie move right there.
Whatever.
I put a page number at the top corner and the bottom corner.
That would have been smart. Guess what I'm going to go and do now? Anyway, so I start flipping, and I'm realizing that I do not have nearly enough pages. And I cannot find the next part of what I'm supposed to be
You were
saying.
in the middle of a story too, yeah. On the page.
Yeah. So I call out to one of our leaders who was sitting next to my stuff, and I told her, "Can you please bring me my bag? I'm just going to have to read my testimony from my phone." And just at that same time, I flipped the page over and noticed that it was printed front and back. And so
the friend jumped up and's running with the bag. Oh, never mind. Turns around, runs back to the seat. Back down.
yeah. So anyway, it was within the first minute and a half, 2 minutes of.
It didn't bode well for the rest, so I'm glad that it didn't actually derail you.
Yeah.
I was like, oh gosh.
Here we go.
Oh goodness.
But Matt is front row. One of the first two people that I see, he's within it's not eye shot, is it?
Eye shot?
Eye shot. Yeah, like earshot. Eye shot? Is the eye shot a thing?
I'm in your field of vision.
You're in my field of vision. Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna be a thing now. She was an eye shot at me.
Shut up. And I can see.
Eye guns. Pew, pew.
you know what? Whatever.
Oh,
he crosses
funny.
his arms and sinks down into his chair and puts his head in his hand, and he just feels all this embarrassment for me.
Yep.
Yep. But hey, I feel like I rolled with it and played it off really well.
No, it was actually quite entertaining. Nothing beats a time when I swallowed a fly on stage, so I tried to power through it and could not. Just talking. I'm sorry.
Oh, I will say I read my testimony to the boys before we left the house, just kind of as like a practice run, you know? And they were home and they've heard it before, so nothing in it was new to them. But I cried through the entire thing as I'm reading it to them. And at one point, Topher goes, Mom, if you got to skip a part, that's okay, skip it. And Cannon goes, nuh-uh. If she can't make it through it right now, then she's not going to be able to make it through it tonight. And I was like I'm crying, you know, and I'm nodding my head. He's right. But as I went to walk up on the stage, I popped out to Cannon, who was helping Chris with security, and I said, hey, pray that your mama doesn't cry. And he says, I'm praying that you do cry. It adds to it.
It does.
Whatever.
It does.
But I didn't cry.
You reminded me we have all these sound effects. I wonder if people can hear them. Can y'all hear the sound effects out there?
Oh, I hope so. I hope so. Anyway, I didn't cry. I was quite proud of myself.
Yeah, you did a great job.
Thanks.
All right. You're not used to this yet, but it's now fact time.
Good gravy.
So-
hold on.
Now it's time for Mo's fact of the day.
Women and children prefer creamy peanut butter, while most men opt for chunky.
Really?
Yeah.
Most men? Like a majority of men?
That's what it says. Most men. You like
What?
Hey, you like your peanut butter like you like your wife? Chunky? Hey, hold up. There is a story there.
Disavow all of this.
Hold on. Listen to me. Deidre.
It's compliment day. Mo.
It makes sense with the story. Listen. And I feel really bad for saying that now. Deidre doesn't listen anyway, so she won't care.
I mean,
Okay, listen. There was a time where Deidre was super, super, super tiny. Remember?
very tiny.
So tiny.
I didn't like it.
See?
Yeah.
She was too bony.
She was a skeleton for a little while.
You made comments about how her elbows were
Yeah.
too bony.
Oh, yeah.
And they
Everything.
hurt.
Oh, everything was too bony.
And you said you like
did
her
say
a little
that.
more
I like it a
chunky.
little more chunky.
See? Gosh.
But you can't make a reference like that before informing me that it's coming because I don't get it right away. That's funny.
Man.
Oh, gosh, that's funny.
I'm not just the worst person ever, okay? Good grief. And she was, I will say, she was so tiny.
Then she got pregnant for the first time, and that was out the window.
Matt said, I'll keep you pregnant if you're not going to be bony anymore.
Essentially, that's it, yeah. Every time she started losing too much weight, well, time for another kid.
So Tad says, Mo, that's a you and Matt story, maybe not a radio story. Here's the thing. There really is no such thing. Like,
Essentially.
yeah.
Not that we've been given permission, per se, from our spouses to just be open books, but they're not stopping us.
I
So
mean, they know who we are.
it's been years.
Yeah. They know who we are, who their spouse is, and yet they also know who the other is. Chris knows Matt well enough, and Deidre knows me well enough. There are no secrets.
Yep. Okay. Let's
I want to know why the
move over
CDC is calling me
to
right
our
now.
weird. You've been exposed. We're all sick again. Now
Right.
it's over to our weird news desk. Yeah. There we go.
Guys, we switched things up.
Yep.
Here's a news story. You might now have heard.
Not. Darn.
Here's a news story you might not have heard.
It's going to be on every single one of them, so just be prepared for that.
Okay.
Meet the Hypermilers. Guys, Hypermilers. You want to know what this is? This is people who are enraging motorists everywhere by driving extremely slow in order to get the best fuel mileage.
Oh my gosh. These people. Okay, go ahead.
The Ford Mustang Mach-E electric car can hit 60 miles an hour from a standstill in 3.5 seconds. Fergal McGrath prefers to keep his needle stuck at a grandfatherly 40 miles per hour. He's after a different kind of bragging rights. Mr. McGrath is a hypermiller, someone who tries to coax as much mileage as possible from their fuel, whether gas or electric. The practice requires driving at a plodding pace to conserve energy, around 40 to 50 miles on a gas-powered vehicle. The efficiency sweet spot on an electric car can be agonizingly slow, sometimes below 30 miles an hour. In 2018, Sean Mitchell and a companion spent 32 hours in a Tesla Model 3 circling a 1-mile loop of public roadways dotted with chain restaurants and hotels near Denver's airport. Puttering along at 25 miles an hour, a highlight included receiving burritos from friends via a fishing net hung out of the Tesla's window to avoid stopping. So this is a like world record setting kind of thing as well. But no, I believe my town, I believe everybody that lives along the main road that my house is off of, my neighborhood is off of, are one of these people. Because every time I get on this main road, they're going at least 10 to 15 miles an hour under the speed limit, which is already only 35 on the road. Like, it is so frustrating and infuriating. And the road is small enough that you aren't supposed to pass people. Because it's a neighborhood, and you don't do that. But I have angrily sped past many of these people. And they're not like, I used to think maybe they were like elderly folks, because sometimes that happens. No, they're just normal people. They're just like, la, la, la.
Our town is definitely full of them.
I'm going to put my car in drive and not put my foot on the pedal. That's what I'm going to do. Just let the car decide how fast we're going to go.
No. No. Okay, also, hey, Matt, I got to point something out to you.
And it is Hypermiler. You're right. Hypermiler, not Hypermiller. Sorry about that, chat. Hypermiler. What?
Never mind.
Is that what it was?
When you wrote it.
I did write it.
Right. And so I read it as Meet the Hypermillers earlier. Right. But then as KY pointed it out, hey, maybe it's Miler.
You're absolutely right. I read it wrong, and then I just ran with it from there on.
I mean, it makes more sense.
Does.
I was trying to figure out who the Millers were and why we are Hypermillers if we drive done. Also, if any of you are Hypermilers, I apologize.
So for the people that did the 2018 32-hour circle thing, like, how did they pee and poop? 32 hours. I mean, you're eating burritos.
Not everybody poops like you and my husband.
I thought you were going to say, not everybody poops. No, there's a book. Everybody poops.
That is, yep, you're right. But yes, Oriole, exactly. Mountain Dew bottles. Exactly.
Look, it is not as easy as it seems for guys to just pee in bottles in front of other people in a car.
Okay, listen. Oh man, what year was it? I don't remember. We went and visited California. Mila was young. Mila was actually potty training. That's how young she was. And we were stuck heading into San Francisco in traffic. Like, not quite in the city.
Right.
Bumper to bumper traffic. And we had Chris's grandmother and great aunt with us. Okay. Chris is driving and he's like, I have to pee. I have to pee. So we do one of those, what is it where you get out and you run around and switch drivers? What's that called?
It's an offensive name. So
oh, okay. Never mind then. We did one of those things.
But something fire drill is what it's called.
Yes. Okay. We did one of those. He runs to the back where his grandmother and great aunt are sitting. grabs a Mountain Dew bottle, turns his body so that his back is facing towards them, and fills the bottle up.
You would have to be in so much pain that there's literally no way you can stop yourself from going, I think, to really do that. Most men, anyway.
Well, and so he had been complaining for a while that he needed to pee, that he really needed to pee. And finally his grandmother's like, Christopher, then pee. And
Just go, man.
yeah.
Just let
And
it
he's
go.
like, what am I supposed to do? There's bottles back here. Pee in a bottle. Grandma, I don't want to pee in front. You think I've never seen you pee before? Well, what about Aunt Lois? You think I've never seen you pee before? And he's like, fine. Mega will come get in the driver's seat. All right.
Now, in our chat, people are saying, do you want to have an argument about which gender has a harder time peeing in the car? Look, I'm not saying that women have it any easier. I'm just saying people assume it's really easy for guys to just pee in a bottle in the car. It's like a thing on TV shows and all this kind of. It's not that easy. Stage fright is a common thing.
So,
I can't even pee in a urinal if somebody else is in another urinal, even if it's like 5 stalls down. Like, you want privacy. All people want privacy. And your bladder does too.
So some of my best stories with my children come around the potty training years. And I won't say which child this happened to, but it was one of my boys. And we were in Verona and it was raining and we were stuck inside of our van. And one of them had to pee terribly bad. And so this was the first time they ever peed in a bottle. And so I'm trying to explain to them how the process works, you know? And so after a good, like the bottle is filling, there's very little room left. And it's been well over a minute and a half. And I'm like,
how many ounces does a human bladder hold?
Are you done? Are you done? You're done. Yeah? Okay, you're done. Pull the bottle away. And that child is definitely not done. And pees all over the van. And so then, of course, I'm like trying to put the bottle back in place. No! Stop! Yes. Super fun. Yeah.
Oh, gosh. That's
Yep.
so funny. I've definitely had way more than 16 ounces, just so you know, chat. I know the human blood is supposed to hold 16 ounces, but I've beaten that record before. It's rough. It's rough, guys. Before we go, we want to share our Twitter poll for the week.
That's right. Since we're talking about the next evolution of VR, today's question is, how many hours a day could you live in virtual reality?
So we gave you 4 options over there on Twitter. Less than 1, 1 to 2, 3 to 5, or 5 plus. What do you think the number one answer was?
3 to 5.
No, that was number 3.
Really?
With 10.3% of the vote.
Okay.
Next guess.
What was the first option?
Less than 1.
Less than 1.
Less than 1 by far.
Yeah?
62.1% of our
Awesome.
responses said they could only spend less than 1 hour in virtual reality at a time.
Yeah.
In fact, the order went in exactly the order we gave the options. So less than 1 was first place. 1 to 2 hours came in with 20.7% of the vote. And then 5 plus, 6.9% of the vote. 5 plus hours.
Yeah, I know.
Hey.
I feel like that the voters who voted 5 plus are our younger generation of voters, and then the ones who voted less than 1 are the people around our age.
I don't know. That
Because
might
we
not be
are
true.
old.
That might not be true.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about it. Let's end with our verse for the day.
Our verse for the day is Matthew 6:26. Look at the birds of the air. They neither sow nor reap nor gather into barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not of more value than they?
All right, that's the Monday show, everybody. Monday. That's 1 down. You pick 3 to 5, Tad? I think I could do 3 to 5. I think 3 to 5 is an okay, like, depending on what you're doing. Because, with the idea being, this isn't just playing video games. This is, chatting with people or exploring different parts of the world, all kinds of crazy stuff. I could do 3 to 5, I think. All right, let's move on to our Tuesday show. Tuesday. Is there anything in chat we need to address here?
I'm just going to tell Tad that no, he was wrong.
So I remember in youth group, we had a buddy who we were going to a conference and we were late. We were already half an hour late to this conference and we were stuck in traffic too. And we had a buddy who desperately needed to pee. Desperately. And we're all in the church van. It's all boys and girls, all in this church van, spread out everywhere. And we could not stop. We could not stop to let him pee. He's like, you got to hold it. And I'm like, I cannot hold it. It's going to be another 15, 20 minutes before we get there. I'm not going to make it. And so we got a Gatorade bottle, which if you're going to pee in a bottle, that's the bottle to go for.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wide opening, easier target. That's the way to go. So we had that for him, and everybody all got their pillows, and we built a stall around him. So everyone's holding the stall, and our youth pastor cranked up like Skillet on the radio as loud as possible in the van so he could try and block everything out. And it took another like 10 minutes of us doing this while driving down the expressway, whatever, to get there for him to finally get it done. But it was such a, like, he really had to force himself out of reality.
Yeah.
In order to get this done.
This is a bathroom stall.
Meanwhile,
this is a bathroom stall.
I was the only one that seemed to be concerned. What if he sprays on our pillows? What if we hit a bump and it goes?
Oh my gosh. That is always a concern. What if we hit a bump?
And then, of course, when he's done, he's holding a Gatorade bottle full of urine.
Pee.
So,
yep. Mm-hmm.
Until we get to the place.
Yep. Do you remember my advice that I gave you when you found out that Natalie was a girl about potty training girls?
No.
Oh, Matthew. When you set them on the potty, they do not lean back.
Oh,
they lean forward.
Well, I kind of knew that already.
You think you knew that until you're at the Angel Stadium and your potty training toddler must pee immediately. And so you set her on the potty only to get
Still shoots forward,
a
guys.
face full of pee. Yep. You then take your daughter back to her mother, very forcibly hand her over and say, I'm going to wash my face. I'm telling you, some of the best stories. There's also the church on the right-hand side coming home from Lubbock. It's like off the side just a little bit, but you can see it. Every time we pass it, we say, hey, that's Mila's church.
Oh, okay.
She has peed in that parking lot. Yeah.
Gracious sakes. Okay, let's do Tuesday. Here we go.
Rise and shine, nerds.
You're tuned in to episode 437 of the Back Row Morning Show, proudly a part of the Love Thy Nerd podcast network. I'm Radio Matt, the station manager and chief radio nerd here at LTN. I'm a third-generation radio dude and a lifelong nerd.
And I'm Mo, sidekick to the chief radio nerd, here to bring the facts and the fire to your day. Now where's the coffee?
Today on the show, we're going to be looking at how the metaverse could be something amazing.
Also on the show today, Mentos for clowns. My goodness, I feel like you give me the worst lines always.
I feel like most of this can't be real. But first, today is Tuesday, January 25th, 2022, and we got some holidays to celebrate.
That's right. Today is opposite day.
No, it's not.
I mean, it is, and that's why I'm Matt and you're Mo.
Oh, right.
And it's also National Plan for Vacation Day.
Every day is that for you, isn't it?
I mean, I would probably
There's at
say
least
like
multiple a year.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, plan for vacations? Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely. Yeah. More than 75% of the year is spent planning for a vacation of some sort, for sure.
Oh, man. Now, Mo and I are nerds of several flavors, but we're also nerds for several flavors.
And every week we like to showcase junk food that has recently been announced or even spotted in stores and on menus.
That's right. We're going to kick today off with new Klondike Cones packs.
What would you do for a Klondike cone?
So these the dissonance on cone like really drove home this was different and weird. Klondike cone. It's like entering an alternate reality, just being slightly unsettled by it. You know, Klondike cone.
Yep.
These are similar to other kinds of sundae cones. You know, cone, ice cream, a little bit of solidified chocolate, peanuts, whatever. You know, that kind of thing. But they are in some different flavors. So one pack will have vanilla caramel classic, and then cuckoo for caramel, which I believe the ice cream is also caramel flavored in this. One pack has nuts for vanilla, which I think is just the normal ice cream. And then cookies and cream. Cookies and cream. The cone itself will also be like an Oreo-ish cone. And then the last pack is a combination of Reese's-based cones, one in peanut butter flavored ice cream, and the other is chocolate ice cream with a peanut butter core on the inside.
Interesting
stuff. Krispy Kreme's mini crullers coming out with a new flavor, cinnamon coffee cake. Also could be good. Have you had any of those little mini crullers in the boxes? Like I've had some of the lemon ones.
Yes.
They're amazing.
You know, so here's the thing. I do very much like them, but they have like that weird, waxy, filmy aftertaste that gets left on the roof of your mouth.
Yeah.
That's
why you got to power through it. Just take down the whole box at once, and then you only have to deal with it at the end. Zing! Health conscious. All right. We got this is the weird one. Mentos Circus Fun flavors are coming out in Australia and New Zealand. These 3 flavors are Swirly Mega Pop, which I don't know. I don't know what that is. Toffee Apple, which, okay. And Raspberry Snow Cone, which I'm assuming just tastes like raspberry. Because how do you get a snow cone flavor in it? I don't know.
Okay. To our Australian friends out there, I will pay you. I have to try the toffee apple. And here's why. My daughter's name is Mila, which in Italian, pronounced Mela, means apple.
Okay.
And my oldest son, Topher, goes by Toffee.
That's a gaming handle.
So this is a combination of 2 of my 3 children. Toffee apple. That's what I heard. As soon as you said it, I was like, it's Topher and Mila.
I need to try these Mentos because my daughter's name is Mila. That was so confusing for a second, but now I get it, and it makes sense. Lindor Truffles are coming out with an almond butter milk chocolate flavor.
Okay.
I don't know why. Cheez-Its coming out with new puffed Cheez-Its. Cheesy, airy, puffy Cheez-Its in white cheddar, double cheese, and scorching hot cheddar. What's up? Why's everything got to be puffed up these days?
I know. I mean, I prefer the extra toasty Cheez-Its. I feel like this is the opposite of that.
Heck yes. Those extra toasty are the best thing they've ever come out with.
They are the best.
So good.
And you know, it was probably just like a fluke. They burnt a batch and they're like, shoot.
No, actually, the deal is that every batch of Cheez-Its has a few that are burnt. Like it's just a common thing. And people have written in so many times how much they love the burnt ones that eventually they gave in and said, okay, we're going to make a box of just the
extra
slightly
toasty
burnt ones. Yeah.
I like how they named them extra toasty instead of burnt.
Burnt. Cheez-Its burnt. Premier Protein's coming out with a new protein shake in cake batter delight flavor. I'm kind of over the cake batter flavor and everything these days.
Okay.
Are you over this?
I got to tell you.
Yeah.
Cake batter used to be my favorite flavor. Cold Stone Creamery, whenever we would go, that's what I would get. I would get the birthday cake remix.
Yeah.
It was my favorite.
Yeah.
Favorite. Okay. when we were in Orlando, I had to run a quick errand in one of the stores while Chris took the kids to get Cold Stone. That was our dinner for the night. Best night ever. And I told him on the way, get me something with strawberries and cake batter ice cream and a brownie. I can't remember what it's called. It had been so long.
Yeah.
You know? I get there, first of all, and he's like, so I think I'm going to get you the chocolate chip cookie dough. And I was like, that's nothing that I asked for at all. It's right there, the birthday cake remix.
Literally has the 3 things I requested.
Exactly. And
It's in a big picture.
He's all like, what? You said cookie and batter? And I was like, no, I didn't. But anyway, I took like 2 bites of that birthday cake remix that I used to love and was instantly like, I probably would have liked the chocolate chip cookie dough a whole heck of a lot more than what I like this. So
yeah, I'm really over it these days. Duncan is coming out with a bacon and cheese omelet bite that is shaped like a donut.
Okay.
Which is weird.
Yeah, it is weird, but I bet you somebody's going to like it.
Ritz Cheese Crispers new spicy queso version, which, as a New Mexican, we're down for. Whataburger's Dr. Pepper Shake is back. Just, as an alert to anybody who lives near a Whataburger. Now's the best time of the year.
How do you say it again? What is it called? What is the place called?
Whataburger?
Okay. I have to me it's...
Whataburger?
Yeah, Whataburger.
Yeah, I mean...
But everybody here and around the area say...
Whataburger.
Whataburger.
Instead of Whataburger.
And it's almost like water burger.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Okay. I just need to know how to actually say it. How
if you say it either way, nobody's going to complain.
I'm complaining.
Yeah, Whataburger. That's it's a relatively local. I mean, not even here. We don't have one here, but it's like in this Texas and New Mexico area. Mainly, I'm pretty sure it's branching out into other states, but I mean, it's just a burger place, but it's just got fantastic food. It's got this. Oh, my favorite thing there is a honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich. It comes on toast. It's got melted cheese on it. The honey barbecue is like drenching the thing. It's messy and delicious. I don't like overly messy foods. This I will eat, and I will get it all over my face like a toddler, and I won't care. So good. Honey butter chicken biscuits, also same premise. Very messy and very delicious. That's a breakfast. Okay, here we go. Next up, Haribo.
There you go.
Yeah, Haribo is adding 2 new single flavor gummy bear packs to its lineup. Pineapple and blue raspberry, the 2 lamest of choices.
Oh, I'm good with pineapple.
You know what? I will say their pineapple gummy bears may be the only ones I actually like.
Yeah.
So
also,
I'll give them that.
I am good with blue raspberry, but again, I love the flavor.
Ugh.
But again,
Ugh.
why do we do blue raspberry and not blueberry? I don't understand.
Or just raspberry. Why can't raspberry just
well,
be
because
red?
they want to have a blue because they've already got because they have red with cherry and strawberry.
Strawberry
and
green.
Watermelon.
Strawberry is green in the Haribo packs. Do you know that?
Okay, but I just mean like as a general.
No, I know what you mean.
In candies.
It's just my fun fact.
Okay.
It was really hard for me to distinguish what flavors the Haribo gummies were, and it came down to the fact that I didn't know what that green was. Because my brain was saying strawberry. I'm like, it can't be strawberry. It's green.
Yeah, which means apple.
Right. Apple or lime.
Kiwi.
Or kiwi, the distant third.
But there's so many other things that it could be.
Right.
So what color is pineapple going to be? Brown?
It is almost white.
See, I don't understand.
It's like a hint of yellow in it.
I don't understand. Please just color them appropriately, okay?
Keebler's coming out with new Dip'ems.
Dip'ems.
Multiple mms. They're similar to Dunkaroos. They are mini fudge stripe cookies in a little pack with a dipping cup of s'mores flavored icing. I mean,
Okay.
I could get down with that. That's all right. In the ultimate blend of nerd and food, Panda Express is kicking off their Lunar New Year celebration with the launch of a new Good Fortune arcade game that you can play for fun and for discounts on selected food items. The Good Fortune arcade is a simple retro side scroller that sees you playing as a panda trying to get your family meal back from Nyan and grabbing food on the screen while you're at it. As you beat each level, you can unlock the following discounts. Level 1, $3 off a family meal purchase. Level 2, free premium upgrade with the purchase of a bowl, plate, or bigger plate. Level 3, free third entree with the purchase of a bigger plate. And level 4, free additional large side with the family meal purchase.
Okay.
The discount comes as a coupon code that can be redeemed when ordering through the Panda Express website or app at participating locations up through the end of February. You can find the Good Fortune arcade game on the Panda Express website. Really neat, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then in a weird blend of snacking and sports, football, Lay's is revealing new limited edition Golden Grounds potato chips, which are made from potatoes that are grown in some soil from NFL stadiums and fields across the country. Basically,
Do I get to know which stadium?
yeah, basically, they took some soil from each NFC stadium and mixed the soil into separate parts of a potato field, different parts for different teams, and took the potatoes grown in the field to make potato chips infused with the grounds and the glory of each NFL team. The limited edition bags come decorated with the appropriate NFC team's color and logos. Unfortunately, if you're a fan of said teams or just like collectibles, you can only win a bag of Lay's Golden Grounds via sweepstakes running through, like today
Yeah.
on Lay's Twitter. You can find more details on how to win and enter on Lay's website. And according to the fine print, they have 5,800 bags to give out.
You better go quick.
Get it in. Today's the day.
Today is
If
the
you
day.
want a chance.
Man, that's kind of cool, though. That would be like a neat collector's item.
Oh,
I doubt
absolutely.
that anybody would actually eat them.
I don't know.
Or you could eat them and then you could do the whole little shrinking thing to the bag like we used to do when we were in high school. Remember? Make it into a keychain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why not?
Now it's time for Mo's fact of the day.
I'm never,
Oh, what
ever
will
going to
it
get used to this.
be?
Okay. Is this a word that I should know?
Framingham?
No.
I guess.
Okay. The Framingham Heart Study, known as the largest and longest running study of cardiovascular disease, found that men who didn't take a vacation for several years were 30% more likely to have heart attacks compared to men who took regular time off. Women weren't immune either. The study discovered that women who took a vacation once every 6 years or less were almost 8 times more likely to develop coronary heart disease or have a heart attack compared to women who took a vacation at least twice a year.
Wow. Mm-hmm. It's a bummer. Mo won't have any heart problems.
Vacations are important for your health and your heart and humanity.
Now it's over to our weird news desk.
Here's a news story you might not have heard.
All right, gang. Just here's the headline from futurism.com. Astronaut says his first gorilla suit he tried to smuggle into space blew up in a fiery explosion. Plenty of things have been smuggled to the International Space Station, from booze to cigarettes to the cremated remains of Star Trek actor James Doohan. But when retired, NASA astronaut Mark Kelly, who was elected to the U.S. Senate in 2020, attempted to send a full-body gorilla suit to his identical twin brother Scott, who was stationed on board the ISS at the time, things didn't go as planned, People reports. Specifically, the suit exploded dramatically in 2015 when a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket was lost in a massive fireball. But the Kelly brothers were tenacious. The next time I was on the phone with my brother, he goes, "I'm sending you another gorilla suit," Scott told People. The shenanigans culminated in a now legendary 2016 video in which Scott Kelly can be seen emerging from a white bag and proceeding to zoom around the tight confines of the orbital outpost while wearing the suit. He even chased British astronaut Tim Peake around the station. Of course, people liked it. How can you not like a space gorilla? Scott told People. Scott later admitted that Peake was in the video and it was all staged. Other astronauts, however, were caught unawares. He said, I floated down to the Russian segment, and when they saw it, they were just laughing like you wouldn't believe. It was the end of my year in space, so you need a little humor. I think that's freaking hilarious.
Why do you think it's hilarious?
You don't think it's funny?
No.
Why not? Space gorilla.
Do you know, had it actually made it? This was in what? 2017? Is that what you said?
2015 was the first
2015.
attempt. 2016 is when they finally had it.
You know, people would still be freaking out about the gorilla that's living on the moon. Like, for real. We would still have people terrified and worried for the future of this gorilla if it had actually made it. And it's all because of people like that. This is going to be a funny idea, and I am going to use the little bit of power that I got to make it happen.
Space gorilla.
Whatever.
Before we go, we want to share some things that we love. Mo, I'm going to let you go first.
Well, I mean, I alluded to it yesterday, but snow days. I
I'm pretty
genuinely...
sure you've already done this one a couple times.
I don't think I
I'm
have.
pretty sure you have.
Not snow days. Not specifically snow days. Maybe teacher work days. Maybe
Pretty sure snow days.
days off.
At least once. Tad, did she do snow days? Come on, you listened recently. Anyway. Nobody asked you, Brian. Nobody asked you. Brian says, I don't think Mo's done snow days. I'm almost certain she has.
So here's the thing. At the start of the week last week, do you remember the book, The Snowy Day?
No, but I remember the cartoon version that is on Amazon Plus or Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Because my kids have watched it a lot.
Okay, so it was a book that came out when we were in elementary school, and it was one of my Reading Rainbow. LeVar Burton read it on Reading Rainbow. Yep. And so it was one of my favorites. I knew I wanted to read it to the kids this year, so I ordered it because we didn't have it in the library.
I can go twice as high.
Anyway, so when we came back on Tuesday last week, I started reading The Snowy Day, and our whole topic of discussion was snow days. Do you think snow days are the best days? Do you agree or disagree? What do you do on your snow days? Not realizing that we were going to have a snow day. And so I have all of the students convinced that it was because of me that I spoke that snow day into existence. I mean, I can't really tell them, it is because of me, but it's because God knew that I was giving my testimony and that I needed the entire day to rewrite it. But that's really why. But anyway, yes, I love snow days.
All right. The thing that I love this week is something I guess a lot of people are loving this week, and that's Encanto. Have you seen it?
Yeah, we watched it.
It's great.
I
have a few
good.
problems with it. I feel like the ending is a little rushed, and they didn't really answer all the questions. But the soundtrack specifically, this is the only Disney movie I've ever been obsessed with the soundtrack of ever. It's so dang good. I have had We Don't Talk About Bruno stuck in my head for 6 solid days. I wake up and immediately sing one of the lines from it. I'm like, well, it's there all day again because there will be getting no getting out of it.
Yeah.
That song, Surface Pressure, which is a fantastic recovery-based song about how we burden ourselves too much with people pleasing and never take care of ourselves kind of thing. I mean,
why did I not make that connection?
Yeah, it's so good.
Okay. So because I know myself well enough to know that I will not be able to talk about the movie without giving spoilers, I'm not going to talk about it because we have a few people in our chat who are saying, I haven't seen it. No spoilers. Stop talking about it.
I'm not really giving any spoilers about the story
You're
at all.
not. That's why I'm saying I know myself well enough to know.
Oh, no, I'm just letting them know. I'm not spoiling.
But y'all need to watch it. Yeah, I totally will. Y'all need to watch it. It's good. It is. Oh, it's so good.
It's good.
I agree. The ending was not what I had hoped
They
for.
should have given it. They should have just given it 10 more minutes and just kind of
put the bow on the wrapping.
Wrapped it up a little bit better.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But either way, it was still really, really good. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to put the okay sign. We're good. We're moving on.
You can
to people that have muted the show in our Twitch.
Unmute. We're done.
Let's end with our verse for the day.
Our verse for the day is Encanto. No, I'm just kidding. Proverbs 17:9. Whoever covers an offense seeks love, but he who repeats a matter separates close friends.
And that's the end of our Tuesday show.
That was a very condemning.
That's solid advice right there. Just for the record, we didn't spoil anything.
Yeah,
just
nothing
so you
was
know,
spoiled.
everybody that muted yourselves, we did not spoil anything other than the fact that there are songs in the show.
It is very good. It is a very good movie. Super good.
Super duper good.
Super good.
All right.
Your name is Matthew, but it ain't McConaughey.
All right. Let's see. I know all I know is that everyone keeps talking about not talking about Bruno. I know, for real, right? That's actually okay. Again, wow. Okay, that might be considered a spoiler.
Yeah,
I won't get into it. But the cool thing is people who don't know the soundtrack, and especially the ones with lyrics, the songs with lyrics, which are most of them, were written by Lin-Manuel Miranda from Hamilton, and so you can really tell that they were written by him. Just the way the fast cadences pop in and out, the way the different parts mesh together, like it's muy bueno. All right. Did he do Moana? I don't think he did Moana. I don't remember. I don't think he did.
Come find me.
Did he? Maybe he did. Okay. I didn't know that. If he did, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Three.
Bruno looks like Lynn.
You don't think so?
No.
Oh, I do. I can totally see it.
He's got long hair and a thin goatee. That doesn't count. All right.
He looks more like Bruno than you do.
Well, you look exactly like him.
Whatever.
Okay, let's see. Let me get this article opened up and we will start Wednesday. All right, Wednesday we're playing a game. And Meg.
Oh. First.
Do you need to pick a different game?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want to do?
Man, I'm holding on to that one though.
Yeah, hold on to it.
Probably is a good thing.
So Mo assumed, or didn't assume, but just kind of expected that the person I'd be going up against is someone who's been listening to us for a really, really, really long time, kind of like Oriole. Or has binge listened every episode we've done.
Kind of like Tad.
So she made a very specific true or false about the show's past kind of thing. So we won't be playing that one.
Yeah. No, yeah. Thanks, Meg.
No, you didn't. Well, you kind of did. Okay. Well.
No, okay.
There's a whole bunch. Don't pick that last one.
What?
Those are the ones that we have.
Meg, how do you feel about WWE trivia? Let me hear it. Let me know. Okay.
No, that's all right. She didn't even finish doing it anyway. She needs more time.
I do need some more time, but anyway. What's 5-second guess?
That's where.
Yes. I give you a topic and you have to list as many things no?
That is that one, but the better one is rapid fire because that's the one where you have to keep going through, naming 3 things over and over again and the timer runs out.
Okay, can we do that one?
Yeah, we can do that one.
Oh,
I'll open it when we get there.
you got a lot of folders on your phone.
I do. I have a lot of apps. I'm a busy man. Okay.
It means you go poop a lot. That's what I just heard.
Poop is TikTok time. That's why most of my personal TikToks are done on the toilet. Okay. Quit looking at me. It's weird.
I can't tell you, while reading The Snowy Day this past week, how many girls. There's a part where Peter, the little boy, takes a bath, and clearly there is nothing visible, but so many little girls, when I turn to that page and the illustration is up, they're all like, oh my gosh! I'm like, you can't see anything! You see his shoulders, that's it. Oh my gosh, Miss Mo! Ay, ay, ay.
Gracious.
Mm-hmm. Is that what I'm going to do to your TikToks now? Oh my gosh!
The only way you can tell is the towel rack behind my head.
Never going to be able to watch one of your TikToks again.
Yeah, oh, you will. Mm-hmm. They come up automatically. All right, here we go. Wednesday show.
Rise and shine, nerds.
You're tuned in to episode 438 of the Back Row Morning Show, proudly a part of the Love Thy Nerd podcast network. I'm Radio Matt, the station manager and chief radio nerd here at LTN. I'm a 3rd-generation radio dude and a lifelong nerd.
And I'm Mo, sidekick to the chief radio nerd, here to bring the facts and the fire to your day. Now, where is the coffee?
Today on the show, our look at the metaverse continues as we look at all the struggles the metaverse is sure to bring with it.
Also on the show today, Matt goes head-to-head with one of our back row buds.
But first, today is January 26th. It's a Wednesday. It's year 2022, and we've got some holidays to celebrate. I got there.
Oh, man. It is National Peanut Brittle Day. Brittle.
My favorite is cashew brittle. Oh, my gosh, it's good. Have you ever had cashew brittle?
I don't think so.
Cashew brittle followed by pecan brittle. Those are my 2 favorite brittles.
Did Tamra make cashew brittle?
Cashew brittle from Tamra was the,
okay.
Oh, gosh.
So, yes, I have had it.
Oh, gosh. I've begged her for it every year since the last time she did it.
Has she made it?
It has yet to occur.
It ain't occurring this Christmas either.
Yeah. Pregnant with their 87th kid.
They're giving the Duggars a run for their money, that's for sure. We love you, Tamra. It's also National Green Juice Day. No, thank you. I am good with my other colored juices. I don't need green juice.
And
it is Australia Day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which is the anniversary of the country's settlement in 1788.
Shout out to
throwing that in for our
Tristan and Rivka,
our 2 very active Australian followers.
Australian.
Who have gifted us like a bag of Australian goodies that we've been doing for our taste tests.
Super excited.
On Twitch. Mm-hmm. We don't do those on the radio show.
No.
It's a bonus to end our Twitch streams.
So they get a day off in Australia
of course,
on today.
It's
just not something that you would ever, that's not something I would have thought about. Gosh.
Chill out.
Let me process it and then be in a little bit of shock.
So they sent us those Tim Tams, and then we did the Tim Tam Slam at home.
Yes.
It was great, wasn't it?
It was amazing.
So good.
So Matt messages me and says, "Can you do the Tim Tam Slam?" And I was like, "Huh?
Film yourself."
Yeah. I was like, I'll do it in the morning. All right, fine. Well, then I message him in the morning and I'm like, okay, I'm not saying anything. It is
not going to talk at all.
Yeah, it's going to be all silent. And he's like, you're not even going to explain what you're doing?
You're not even gonna like react to how it tastes or anything.
No, my face is going to be all the reaction.
But it worked really well. It actually was a very, very clean video with a lot of kind of ASMR vibes to it with the of the packaging and all that. I mean, it was good.
I was proud of myself.
It got much more views on TikTok than mine did. So just so you're aware, it was very good.
Not because it was good.
What can I throw at you? Something over here. Gracious.
Whatever.
Because you're ugly.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said at all. In fact, you
Now
were
it's
told
time
that
for
you were gorgeous today. So, whatever.
Now it's time for a back row Bud and I to go head to head in a game.
That's right, everybody. Matt is defending his dignity in a game of my choosing. And today he's going up against Megara.
Mayhem Meg.
Yep.
Mayhem Meg herself. Hey, she's
there's
here.
Meg.
She's arrived.
I have
Hola.
arrived.
She's
It's
at the
my
party.
time.
Your time is now.
Your
Yes.
time is nigh. Anyway, and they are going to play rapid fire. That's what we decided on, right?
Yeah, that's what we chose.
Rapid fire.
So the way this game works is Mo will ask you to give her like 3 examples of a certain thing. So it's like, name 3 words that start with S. And so you have to yell out 3 words to start with S. There is a timer going down. Once you get one correct, you move on to another question. And as many of these as you can get answered correctly in that time is your score at the end. You have the opportunity to skip, but if you skip one, you cannot skip the next one. It won't let you. So whatever that next one comes up as, you have to answer it.
Yeah, so sparingly use those skips. You never
Okay.
know.
That makes sense?
It sounds like a good plan.
Okay. So do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
Ooh, okay.
She's confident.
Coming out
I am
with
confident.
the confidence, making me scared a little.
You should be shaking in your boots. All right. Oh, here's an ad.
ad
Gotta love those ads.
Yes.
A rip-off of Excite Bike.
All right. Team Meg will answer first. Got it. All right. Are you ready, Meg?
I am ready.
All right. Here we go. Name 3 indoor sports.
Basketball, indoor hockey, and volleyball.
Name 3 tropical vacation destinations.
Hawaii, Bermuda, Jamaica.
Name 3 words that rhyme with flow.
Glow, yo, no.
Name 3 words that start with U.
Under, up, umbrella.
Name 3 words that rhyme with chair.
Hair, there, where.
Name 3 jobs at a supermarket.
Cashier, meat department, deli.
Name 3 pasta noodles.
Does gluten count? Spaghetti, rigatoni, and macaroni.
There you go. Name 3 beauty product brands.
Maybelline, Ulta, and Bare Minerals.
Name 3 lakes.
Michigan, Superior, Erie.
All right. That was 8. Good job, Meg. That was really good. That was really good.
Well,
right.
here's where I also I forgot to announce that if you beat me in this game, you win a I Made Radio Matt Cry sticker. Exclusive sticker that you can't order and you can't get any other way than making me cry.
I will say, I think that the most amount that I have ever gotten is 7.
I think you're right.
And yeah,
So
you beat that.
I'm
Meg,
now
so-
nervous. I'm going to have one of those moments where it's going to be something super easy and I'm going to have the biggest brain fart.
We've
Just
done
be
that
stuck
several
up
times.
forever.
Word game, you kind of gave me a kind of easy one. I like words.
That's true. That's true. All right. Are you ready, Matt?
Yeah.
Take a breath.
Okay.
Here we go. Name 3 horoscope signs.
Aries, Cancer, Libra.
Name 3 road signs.
Stop, yield, one way.
Name 3 things found in a hospital.
Gauze, needles, beds.
Name 3 mountain ranges.
Rockies, Appalachians. Nope, skip. Dang it.
Okay, name 3 birds.
Blue jay, cardinal, pigeon.
Disappointed. Name 3 stereotypes.
Stereotypes. What? I feel like it'd be offensive. Yes.
Name 3 round objects.
Ball, tire, mug.
Name 3 modes of transportation.
Car, plane, train.
Name 3 Slurpee flavors.
Mountain Dew, cherry, Coke.
Name 3 Charlie Brown characters.
Charlie Brown.
You're done.
Linus, Lucy.
Oh, and it was 7 to 8.
Come on.
It was 7 to 8. Good job, Meg.
Maybe if you didn't spend half a second commenting on my bird choices, I could have gotten that last half a second
You didn't say Oriole.
You didn't say Oriole, but good game, Matt. Good game.
That's why I said disappointed.
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans is right.
Why the heck are they going to name 3 stereotypes? That's like the biggest. That's the biggest setup in history. Name 3 stereotypes. I mean, obviously, any answer that I gave would come across as something that I believe.
I mean, you could have said stereotypes that apply to you.
What
I
stereotypes
don't
apply
know.
to me?
Something about bald men.
We're rakishly good looking. We're excellent lovers.
What?
And
It just got awkward. Why you gotta make things weird?
all right, Megara, dang it. I don't agree with it, but you won.
She totally won. What are you
Well,
talking
yeah, I
about?
mean, her performance definitely earned the sticker. I don't agree with the game that was presented to me on my side.
Thank you for letting me play, Matt. I'm sorry you got such a difficult round.
What was the one that you really got
That was
choked
unfair.
up on?
I agree. The game was definitely out to get you.
One.
No, it was before the stereotypes one. That was the second one that you passed.
But that wasn't the one I got choked up
You
on.
passed one where you had already named 2 things.
Right,
What was it, Meg?
mountain ranges.
It was the mountain one,
I only knew 2 off the head. I'm like, dang
The
it.
Alps.
Skip. Sorry, I didn't know it off the top of my head. What do you want from me here? All right, Megara, I will be getting your address and mailing you the sticker and probably a bunch of other stickers too.
Sounds excellent.
Because
Thank you
you're
so much for
awesome.
letting me play.
Thanks for playing.
Thanks for playing, Meg.
Really fun.
And beating him.
You're welcome, Mo. I did it just for you.
I appreciate it.
Now it's time for Mo's fact of the day. She's got to put in her PIN number. You have 6 digits in your passcode? Sheesh.
Yes.
Someone's worried.
No, I'm not. It's my birthday. Do you know it?
It's in July,
Gosh,
right?
I'm so disappointed.
It's in July. July 13th,
Nope.
31st,
Nope.
23rd. Is there a 3 in it?
Nope.
Dang it.
Okay. This proves my point.
I missed this one
Listen.
too. Hold on. Both your son and I got that question wrong in the little
Yeah, I know.
chip
Here's the
thing,
thing. I actually changed my
Your birthday?
password.
Okay.
Shut up. My password for the longest time was Topher's birthday.
Yeah.
Okay. From like the time he was born. That has been my password for practically everything. And then I had this realization that everybody in my family knew my password and they did not know my birthday. And so I thought, I'm changing my password to my birthday. And we'll see how many people come up to me and say, Mom, what's your password? I can't get in. And I'll just look at them and say, it's my birthday. And walk away.
It's very passive aggressive of you.
Which is not me normally.
Sure.
So, no, I'm aggressively aggressive normally. So
I'm very open about my
yeah,
aggression.
there is nothing passive about it. Anyway, Kaylee, it is 6 digits. So I know that you know the first 4, but do you know the last 2? Anyway,
Is this the fun fact, your birthday?
the fact of the day is the Australian Alps get more snow than the Swiss Alps. Snow usually falls between June and September, meaning Australia is the perfect place to get your skiing fix during the Northern Hemisphere summer.
You say June weird.
June? Shut up.
June.
One of those words.
June.
Those words.
Gin and tonic. Okay. Now it's over to our weird news desk.
You said gin and tonic.
I said
not what
gin and tonic.
It's not what it is at all. It's juice. Anyway. Here's a news story you might not have heard of.
This one, okay, so I'm bringing this up because not so much that it's a weird news story. It's weird how it's being presented. So let me set up the scene. The Pope Francis, is walking out of a record shop that he was invited to come and bless because it is a new business, and that's apparently something that happens around the Vatican, is that the Pope will come and bless new businesses, which I think is cool. I didn't know that he would be like, it seems like a small thing, you know, that he wouldn't have time for as the supreme overlord of the Catholic Church. But, you know, send a cardinal or something to go bless a new business.
He can come out onto his balcony at specific times of the day to wave at people, so I'm pretty sure he can go bless new businesses.
Sure, I'm not saying that he couldn't do it. I'm just saying it seems like it's a duty beneath his station, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
And he has often lamented that he can't just like walk around town unnoticed like he used to before coming Pope. But he does keep a sense of humor about this. But he was walking out of a Rome record shop, and the title is "Bad Luck. Pope Acknowledges He Got Caught at a Record Store." Why is it bad luck? And how is it that he got caught? He went to do a religious rite to bless a new business. And they're acting like he was in there trying to find the latest Marilyn Manson album, Kanye West album. Just, oh, darn it.
Poor
you caught
Frankie.
me buying this Megadeth vinyl. Darn it.
They're all out to get him.
It's so strange. This is AP News. Like, what's the deal? What's the deal with this title? It's not a scandal. They're making it sound like a scandal, and it's not. I just found that funny.
Okay.
Maybe
That's
I'm
fair.
maybe I'm the only one, but I found it interesting. Pope can't catch a break these days. Before we go, we want to share some things that we hate. This is a new segment for the show. Would you like to go first?
No, you can go first for this one.
Okay. Mine is actually kind of heartbreaking.
Maybe I do want to go first.
Yeah, so maybe you go first. Yours is probably more in the spirit of the actual way we're supposed to be doing this, but something happened this week that I just absolutely hated as a parent, so I'm going to be talking about that. You go ahead. Yours will probably be more lighthearted, correct?
Yeah.
Go for it.
But I can't guarantee that every single week, because there have been several weeks where I have to prepare something that I love, and I'm like, man, I can think of so many things right now that I hate. Why do I got to come up with something that I love? So when you told me I get to come up with something that I hate, I rejoiced a little. But this past week, I have, for whatever reason, been doing a whole lot of cleaning and reorganizing in my house, and that included my pantry. And I have come to learn that I absolutely hate when, for whatever reason, either I or my husband have bought different sized cans of the same item. I hate it. We have a can of kidney beans that is the larger size. I probably should have looked at the ounces before
but just,
presenting
the big size.
The big can. And we have 2 cans of kidney beans that are the smaller size. And so when I place them neatly in a row, like I like to do with my cans inside my pantry, it throws off the entire look, the entire feng shui of my entire pantry. It infuriates me. Every time I open up my pantry and I see that row of cans that have 2 different sizes of the same item, I kind of want to scream a little. I'm just saying.
I assumed that this would be a segment full of petty stories, and you've delivered.
I don't care if you think it's petty, because it for real bothers me.
Oh, gosh.
It really does. It really does.
So here's mine. Mine,
Good.
Mine
Thank you for allowing me to get that off my chest.
Mine is a difficult moment in parenting. That this is the first time this has happened. So for Christmas, my father-in-law got my oldest boy, Eli, not like a GoPro, but like a kid-friendly, cheaper version of that, because he loves like doing videos of him pretend fighting, bad guys or whatever, and taking pictures of his sister and all these kind of things. He likes doing that stuff. And he often does it on his cumbersome Kindle, which doesn't have a lot of space for it. And so Greg thought, we'll get him this. This thing has a giant SD card with tons of gigabytes of stuff. He can take as many as he wants. We got that. So he's had it. It took a little setup, so we didn't get around to it until this past week. I got it set up for him. He had it for 4 days. And then at one point he had it in his hands. His little brother was bugging him, annoying him, not like touching him, just annoying him. And out of anger, he smacked that camera on the edge of his wooden bed frame and busted it to heck. And so it was one of those moments where he just comes out just like not hysterically crying, just like that sad, somber bawling of realizing what he just did and knowing already that there's nothing we can do about it, but bringing it to me anyway, just out of that pure hope.
Yeah.
And it was just absolutely heartbreaking. That was the first time anything like that's happened. And so we had to talk about how, anger is something that everybody, grown-ups and kids alike, have to try and keep in check, because when we don't, things like this happen.
Yeah.
I pointed to a little hole in our wall in the living room that my wife kicked in one night after a really bad night with the baby, saying, see, happens to mommy and daddy too.
I love how you point out evidence of dangerous anger and not your own.
It was the only one that's still around that we haven't fixed yet.
Wow.
But no, I did tell him a story about when I was his age. I did the same thing. The first time I remember that was I had a Power Rangers action figure. It was my favorite, like Red Ranger Power Rangers action figure, and I did the same thing. I was angry. I went and I picked it up and just threw it on the ground and shattered the arm. The hand went flying everywhere, and I was inconsolable for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And I remember that feeling explicitly. It's one of my earliest memories. So that's what I hate.
So
parenting is hard sometimes.
100%. 100%. My angry child actually had a very similar situation recently, where his anger was valid. He had right to be angry. However, the punching of his television was not valid.
Oh, yeah. Gosh.
And so we had to have the same conversation, and my child is much older than your child. And so he was able to purchase a replacement with his money. But he sat on it for about 3 weeks before he finally decided, okay, yeah, I do want to use my money to buy a new TV. Well, get this. I bring home the TV for him. Okay. I was out running errands and I was like, hey, they've got this TV. Do you want me to grab it? Yeah, go ahead, grab it. Okay, cool. Bring it home. He has to change the size of his TV mount to fit the new TV. He has his TV sitting on his bed. And just as he finishes screwing in the mount in the back, he tosses the screwdriver onto his bed, not even thinking. And hits the brand new TV up in the corner. Yeah.
Gosh.
It was awful. It was awful. Yeah. I am not going any further with this story.
Yeah,
it was
my heart.
It was pretty heartbreaking.
Dang. Man.
We got it fixed. We got it taken care
Sure,
of. But it was heartbreaking.
Whoa.
Yep.
Oh.
Topher comes out and he's like, you might want to go check because there's something wrong. Yeah. So anyway.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yep. Anchor is difficult. Anchor is, yep. Yeah. Yeah.
I could see getting plenty angry after that happening too.
Right? Woo. And that time it wasn't even like.
Right. That time even more legitimate. Of a reason to get angry.
Right. Chris and I were both like, oh. Yeah.
Well, let's get out of this bad mood and in with a verse for the day.
Our verse for the day is Hebrews 13:5. Keep your life free from love of money and be content with what you have. For he has said, I will never leave you nor forsake you.
Oh, boy. All right. That's the end of the Wednesday show. Gracious
What if we told our boys that? You know, Hebrews 13 says to be content with what we have. Because God will never leave us. We can't break him.
Gosh. Painful.
Oh, Tad, you were a year off.
Ooh.
I did graduate in 03, but...
I graduated in 04, but we were both born in 85, right?
Yes, we were born in 85. And Kaylee, you have the month wrong.
Oh, snap. See?
And I know that you know it.
Nobody knows your birthday.
Here's the thing. Kaylee's sister and I share a birthday. We are birthday twins. Yes, I know you did. You put your birth month, not mine.
Oh, that's funny.
Yes, there you go. You got it. Good job.
That's funny business right there.
She's all like pulling math on me. You turned 35 in 2020. Yeah, I know. You got the month wrong.
I just posted that clip from our show where you were trying to lecture me about math.
Oh, gosh.
For my age. And you're like, I'm not good at math.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the Thursday show, we're going to do the normal stuff. We'll have the rant, we'll have the news, but then after the news, we will be doing the Discord conversation. So, be prepared. But it's not really a question you need to fully be prepared on. I feel like this will be an answer that you can come up with on the fly. That's why I'm not giving it to you in advance. But yeah, so this is the last day that we're recording, and
Hey,
what?
Can I come clean about something?
What?
I didn't want to say it on air while we were recording, but I can say it here with our Twitch people. I may or may not have boxed that TV up and taken it back to Walmart and returned it and gotten a new one. It was less than an hour later.
Take the hat off. Affiliate the logo here with.
I'm not the one wearing the hat. Whatever. If it was a purposeful break, I wouldn't have done it. But good grief. How many of us have thrown a screwdriver, tossed it? I threw a hairbrush through a wall once.
Oh my gracious.
Yeah, mere inches from my infant sister at the time. Not even kidding.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
Rise and shine, nerds.
You're tuned in to episode 439 of the Back Row Morning Show, proudly a part of the Love Thy Nerd podcast network. I'm Radio Matt, the station manager and chief radio nerd here at LTN. I'm a third-generation radio dude and a lifelong nerd.
And I'm Mo, sidekick to the chief radio nerd, here to bring the facts and the fire to your day. Now, where is the coffee?
Today on the show, we will end our discussion on the metaverse with an open chat on our Discord.
Also on the show today, M&M's get an update, if you can even tell.
But first, today is Thursday, January 27th, 2022. We got some holidays to celebrate.
That's right. Clash and Close Day.
Yeah.
So, like, you can be...
Mismatch your clothes, mismatch your
I was
socks.
just about to ask you, how do you say that word?
Mismatch.
Mismatch or mix mismatch.
Mismatch. Because it's not a match. And a mix match doesn't make any sense because it won't match.
No, hold on. Mix match does make sense, but I have never in my 36 years had someone explain to me because it's not a match by saying that about mismatch.
Yeah, that's the definition of the word.
No, I get it now. It makes perfect sense now. But no one has ever. It's mismatch, not mix match. And then, I mean, I feel like there are just as many people who say mix.
Sure, yeah,
mix
it's one
match.
of those.
And
It's one
so-
of those commonly misspoken things. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Just like I could care less. Really means you kind of care a little. But I couldn't care less is what most people want to say.
Yeah. You're right. Anyway, thank you.
So that's where I think it comes into. Megara in our chat says mix and match.
Ah.
I think that's where a lot of people get that from. Is the phrase mix and match because that's the same kind of thing.
She's so clever. She said, I mix and match to avoid mismatching.
Supposedly. Yeah, that's one of them.
Oh, that drives me crazy. And that and Pacifically. I don't understand. Are you an ocean on the western side of the United States?
Inflammable means flammable? What a country.
It's a
moo
moo point. Yes.
It's a cow's opinion.
It's a cow's opinion. It's moo.
What's the other holiday we're
Oh
celebrating?
my gosh. It's also National Chocolate Cake Day. I honestly forgot for a second that we were recording. Sorry.
We're just having fun.
Yeah,
just hanging out.
Just
cracking
hanging
wise.
out. Yeah, why not?
Well, now it is time for a back row rant. Now, you may have heard about the M&M's new redesign at this point because a lot of people are kind of making fun of it. But I just want to tell you why it's ridiculous in case you haven't heard about it.
I haven't heard about it.
So let me read to you how they're explaining this redesign of both the M&M's characters and the logo of M&M's, okay? They said that this makeover for 2022 was a fresh, modern take on their design and a more nuanced personalities to underscore the importance of self-expression and power of community through storytelling. That their new look would help bring the characters into a more dynamic, progressive world. This is from the press release from Mars M&M's, okay? Now, some people think automatically, oh, this is going to be like VeggieTales when they went to Netflix. It's going to just be so off-putting, terrible, or it's going to be weirdly offensive in a way that they didn't mean to be. So let me show you what they look like. I can't show you on Twitch, can't show you on the radio, but you can look this up yourself. But let me show you what they look like before and after. Here's a before and here's an after. Do you see any difference?
I mean, the coloring is different.
Yeah, it's a little more bold over there, a little brighter. Not as much shadow.
I mean, is there not a plain brown M&M anymore?
Well, it's right there. They're just they're different places, but
Can I say something?
If you looked at this,
No.
after.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
They all look like they went on the keto diet. I'm not even
they're all
kidding.
slightly slimmer. we'll
Yeah.
put it that way. But other than that, like if you didn't see this and you just looked at the after, would you have noticed there was anything different from what you've seen for years?
Honestly, yes. I would think that it's a knockoff brand of M&Ms. They don't look like the M&Ms.
No, they look the same to me. I don't understand why you're being crazy here.
I'm not
They
being
look
crazy.
Exactly the same.
I need somebody in our Twitch chat to go look right now, please.
But here's the difference. Besides being slightly slimmer and bolder colors, they changed up some of the shoes. They added laces to red and yellows. They tied the laces on oranges. They gave green normal shoes instead of high heel boots. And instead of them having like white arms and legs, like skin tone white, they made them actual white and then tinted them slightly to the color of the M&M. So it's like a slight blue white. But for real, honestly, you can't tell the difference without really looking, and even then, most people I don't think would notice at all.
I totally can see a difference. I'm not even kidding.
But here's the worst part. They also say that they are changing the logo to make the "and" symbol much more forward-facing and bold, to give this like inclusive feeling to it. What's the difference?
The difference is that before it was
Askew.
angled. Yeah. The logo itself, the entire thing
Right.
was
the
angled.
M&M's whole logo's askew, and now it's just
Straight.
The logo itself is exactly the same otherwise. Other than the angle that it's there. How is that any different? It really feels like this is a troll. It really feels like this is a joke that they're playing on everybody, because they use such broad language of how this is more inclusive, and it represents the country moving forward as the world changes. M&M changes with it.
I don't get it. I don't understand how the inclusivity side of it. I don't understand it. Not even slightly in a little bit. And quite honestly, I feel like, okay, is that a side by side of
that's a side by side
before and after?
Yeah.
Okay, so there, it's very hard to tell.
Right. You can see shoelaces.
Yeah.
And the colors are a little bit brighter.
Right.
That's about it.
But honestly, I think that it's going to end up being a bad thing, a bad marketing thing.
Right.
Because I really do think that there are going to be a lot of people that are going to be like, this ain't M&M's. I don't know what this is. Is this N&N's? It ain't M&M's. They came from the 8 Mile.
I mean, I just don't. Okay, so, and people in the chat are saying, it's like another company using political language to make money. I really feel like, and I think more so than any other one of these that has come out in the past. It really just feels like it feels like they were doing what they've done every 10 years or so and just updating the design with new animation standards. And like, but we're also going to say it's because times are changing and this country is growing into something more inclusive.
Okay, then guess what? Explain to me. I want you to tell me piece by piece, character by character, how the changes you made make your brand of candy more inclusive. Please.
I think they stopped
Let's go
short.
there.
They stopped short of like assigning genders or sexual preferences or
they
any other
already
things to
have
that.
genders.
No, I mean like
we all
one of
know
the-
that green
one of
is the female.
and
We all know.
Brown's also a female.
Is she? Oh, she is.
She's
You're
like the
right.
newest character.
She just doesn't
She
wear the
hasn't
boots, right?
She hasn't had one. And it was a rather inappropriate commercial that she maybe not debuted on, but it was one of the earlier ones.
Oh, but
Because Red thought she was naked. And he walks in and goes, "Oh, it's that kind of party." And then he's seen waving his red shell over his body. I'm pretty sure that was a Super Bowl commercial, and I laughed hysterically at it. We can't have that anymore, guys. What country are we living in?
wow.
That's my rant for today.
Is it? Is it?
Now it's time for Mo's fact of the day.
Every time.
That she's still
Every
not
time.
prepared for.
The history of chocolate cake goes back to 1764 when Dr. James Baker discovered how to make chocolate by grinding cocoa beans between two massive circular millstones. The irony in the fact that the doctor's last name is Baker.
There's a line in one of the Left Behind books where the rabbi character is questioned by one of the peacekeeper bad guys. what's your name? Well, I don't have my identification. Well, where do you work? Like, oh, I'm a baker. What's your name? Joe Baker. I'm Joe Baker, and I'm Joe Baker. And he got away. It was the worst thing ever, and he got away.
I'm sorry, I'm not finding your joke terribly hilarious. However, I am finding Tad's joke terribly hilarious.
The first Hypermiller.
Mm-hmm. He's the first Hypermiller. You get it? From Monday, the Hypermiler. But he figured out, Dr. Baker over here figured out that by grounding cocoa beans.
Grinding.
Grounding. What? Grounding.
What you do to electricity.
You have to go to your room and you can't come out. Grinding cocoa beans in a. What was it called?
That's it. No hot chocolate for you for 2 weeks, buddy.
Y'all leave me alone. I'm tired. Mind your business.
Now it's over to our weird news desk.
Nope.
Yes, that's where we're going.
Here's a news story you might not have heard.
Now, this is not meant to be political commentary, but it is out of the books of, did they really not think this through?
I feel like you say this every week.
I have to, because it's just so silly. So this week, they are rolling out, the White House is rolling out an ad about year one of the Biden-Harris administration. And this ad features a familiar voice of Tom Hanks. And so let me just play you a little bit of how it goes. The beginning is
there was always light.
a poem,
if only
part of a
we're
poem.
brave enough to see it. If only we're brave enough to be it.
Oh, you hear that? I think you can.
If only we're brave enough. Brave enough to live through two of the most difficult years many of us can remember. Brave enough to pull ourselves up again and again. America is the home of the brave. It's why we keep getting up, no matter how many times we get knocked down. Like with our economy. It isn't all the way back, but it's getting stronger. We may be entering year 3 of a pandemic none of us wanted or expected, but we're moving.
I was the first.
So that's just the first part of it. It's a 2-minute thing. It's going to be playing everywhere over the next few weeks. But it's Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks narrating what is essentially a puff piece for the government, our current government. Anyone who watched the Simpsons movie from 2007 immediately saw a parallel. Let me play for you, and now let me give you a setup for the Simpsons movie. Spoiler alert, but it's from 2007, so if you didn't watch it by now, you don't really care.
Yeah.
Springfield is deemed a massive environmental hazard. The EPA has sealed the entire city under a dome and plans to blow it up with a giant bomb and make a massive crater into the ground. Okay? The Simpsons managed to escape, and they are watching a TV from Alaska, where they have escaped to. And this commercial comes on. Just listen to this.
Are you tired of the same old Grand Canyon?
Here we are, kids. The Grand Canyon.
It's so old and boring. I want a new one. Now!
Hello, I'm Tom Hanks. The U.S. government has lost its credibility, so it's borrowing some of mine.
Tousle my hair, Mr. Hanks.
Sure thing, son. Now, I'm pleased to tell you all about the new Grand Canyon. Coming this weekend. It's east of Shelbyville and south of Capital City.
That's where Springfield is.
It's nowhere near where anything is or ever was. This is Tom Hanks saying if you're going to pick a government to trust, why not this one?
This is not the funniest thing on the planet.
Well then.
This brings the Simpsons did it meme into the stratosphere. already. My gosh, you really did go get Tom Hanks to convince the country about how great you're doing? After The Simpsons did it with those exactly. How did Tom Hanks not think about this when he was offered this role? You're like, you know what? People might make this a meme and put that other audio over this commercial and put it on the internet.
You know, a part of me really hopes that he did. And that's why he did it.
Oh, this is Tom Hanks saying, if you're going to pick a government to trust,
why not this one? I also feel like, I mean, his piece in this new advertisement isn't meant to be condescending, right? It's not meant to be like opposing what they're saying, right? Because it kind of gives off a vibe of like...
Oh, no, I don't think so. I think it's supposed to be very genuine.
I mean, am I the only one that felt that? Like, if only we were brave. Like, let me tell you how we've been brave because you don't seem to get it. Like that... Oh,
you say condescending toward the... I get you.
Yeah, not towards...
Maybe, yeah, a little bit. Because I kind of... I think, yeah, we're going to get into the political stuff, but that's kind of the vibe we get out of this administration right now is, why aren't you happier with me? But, I mean, hey, that's everybody, right? That's every president. So that's where we're at. Yeah. Oh, and that is true. Yeah, someone in our chat is saying that his brother often does voiceover work, sometimes for Tom Hanks. And that is true. That is very true.
I mean, does he get his permission first?
Yes. Like, I believe so. Tom Hanks is, I mean, he's a busy boy.
Sure, exactly. But here's the thing, like, I know that if Cannon and Topher sounded alike, Cannon would get offered something that he 100% agreed with, and then like a year later Topher would be like, why did you voice over that for me? I don't agree with what...
You can't use my voice.
Yeah. I'm curious. I really am. Anyway.
That's funny. All right, so we're going to do our Discord chat now. So if you want to chat with us, jump in. We've already got a couple people in here, but we could use one or two more if you would like to join us. If you wanna. But I'm going to go ahead and introduce it. Hello. Okay.
Yes.
Hi. Okay.
Hi.
Oh my gosh.
Which kind of meta are we talking about? Because I either feel extremely ambivalent or extremely passionate.
Very loud, too. Hold on. All right, we got 3 people up in here. 4 people. All right.
Up in here. Y'all gonna make me lose my hearing up in here. Up in
Well, that's
here.
my fault. I turned it up for the Tom Hanks clips.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
I didn't turn it back down.
Matt's gonna make me lose my hearing.
All right, 4 people. Let me start recording the actual segment here. So this week, our topic is the metaverse. And the big plan behind this shift in society and technology is that the bulk of our interactions would move to a virtual reality setting, intermixed with a little augmented reality too. So that means school classes, several jobs, going to concerts, hanging out with friends, playing games, going to see movies, of course, playing video games, not just like tabletop games or anything like that. All of that could be done from the couch with a headset on. So assuming that Meta successfully produces this new headset that they're promising in the next year that can be worn for hours on end with less stress and fatigue on the head and the eyes, do you think that you could acclimate to spending most of your waking hours in a virtual reality Ready Player One type situation? That's the question for today, guys. Now, in our chat, we've got Hillary, KY Redhead. We got Megara, who famously beat me in a game on yesterday's show. We have Duncan, who goes by Tad on most of our stuff here. And we have Thray as well. So all 4 of them are in the chat. I've got KY at the top of my list. So, Hillary, would you like to go first?
Sure. So I am not like a huge fan of the Meta conglomerate right now because I just had an extremely frustrating experience with messaging with one of my customers where she was messaging me through Facebook, but it was showing up in my Instagram Messenger. And so I was replying in Instagram Messenger, which she never checks. And so she wasn't getting my messages. And neither one of us realized that until like 2 weeks after this was happening. So I'm already a little peeved at the whole Meta thing. My dual answer is I hate the idea of virtual reality stuff. We homeschool and we're very, I don't want to say counterculture because that has a particular meaning, but we're not huge put hands in the tech in the hands of kids, tech all the time people. We're big book people. We're big experience people. And so that's one thing. But I will say from the perspective of someone with depression and anxiety, it would be very easy to exist in a false reality and allow that to become my everyday. Not just like me personally, but just saying as some, if you have a reality that you want to escape from, or if you have any type of non-neurotypical or, neurotransmitter issues, that might be something that could be destructive because we were designed to live in community with actual people in real life. And I think that would be too easy to become a slippery slope. Just me personally.
All right. Who wants to jump in next here?
Jump off that and just say I completely agree with what KY said. That like, as someone who has been in that situation where I've just wanted to escape, having and like even with just online communities, you can get so sucked into them and you just miss out on that like real in-person interaction. And with everything been going on with the pandemic and the quarantining, I'm seeing like with my students and a lot of people I know just like getting really sucked into a virtual reality and missing out on those in real life relationships and the ability to even bond with each other in a way where I'm seeing my students struggle to work out conflict via in person. They'd rather do it over the phone or really have a relationship in person. They'd rather all do it virtually. And it's just really sad to me to see that. So I don't think I could do it. And I think it's really dangerous to keep pushing it into a world that's already so addicted to technology.
Thank you for that. Tad, Duncan, what do you think?
Okay, so Snow Crash. I have not read the book yet, but I love dystopian future stuff like 1984, stuff like that. Snow Crash is about people who live in a cement jungle. So the whole earth is just cement buildings. There's no life left. And how people escape is to go to the Meta, which is explained in this book. And I can't remember what year it came out, 1990 something. So in that, we're going to see the same results. And we've seen more of the same results type of thing. We've seen higher corrosion rates on hikes and different sunflower patches, things like this, where people are more prioritizing how they look in certain areas, and they lose touch with the natural environment that we are already put into. Same thing with socialization, the percentage of social anxieties and social interaction is like through the roof. Like, it's really tough because I like conclusions. And so people nowadays do not conclude conversations, and you sit there like, okay, are we done? Like, do I need to stay here for a little bit more? And we lose that in touchness of the finalities and that things have purpose in like tangibility. So those are some things that are downhill. The positive side would be being able to interact more with the world. And that's the only thing that would be cool.
All right. And Thray, what do you think?
Thray completely disagrees with everyone. I'm just kidding.
Thray is in a simulation right
I
now.
gained that reputation. Is that what goes on? I feel bad.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. But it is kind of what I'm hoping for, just so that there's somebody on the opposite side of the fence. Not
don't
because
worry.
I feel that way.
I do have a couple, devil's advocate points to just point out.
Okay.
But I will admit, I am the one who had someone expose me to a wonderful anime, or at least they thought was wonderful, because I am not an anime person for the most part. It is an acquired taste for me. I was exposed to Sword Art Online and another one called Log Horizon. And the concept in both of these was the idea that you would have individuals enter the VR-like world and be stuck there because it could physically kill you. And the problem is that that spooked me. So I'm just going to admit my bias and say that spooked me a lot, to the point that Meg had to hold my hand and go, "It's okay. We can play this game about deactivating a bomb, and it's not going to hurt." But I will be real with you. In addition to the things that have already been said, which I feel are all valid, there's a lot of health concerns with the technology in general. It makes a lot of weight on the front of your face. If you thought people had trouble adapting to masks, let's put a headgear on you. And also, if you have any imperfect vision or hearing or inner ear issues, you are not going to last an 8-hour school day, or whatever they would implement in that potential situation. I mean, as it is, I've heard tales from multiple people. Admittedly, 2 of them are here in the fact that we have our wonderful teacher resources, just already previously speaking, expressing concerns about their students in a virtual situation. I mean, out east, they've got mental health hospitals for those that have become so addicted to the virtual reality and the online community that, I mean, that's probably why we've got China doing the whiplash of limiting gaming and other uses to try to limit those communities. But we've also seen the benefits. I mean, this online community has been a big benefit through the pandemic, and Tokyo is also implementing robot technology to allow those that are paralyzed to engage with the real world via an online interaction, some of that being VR based. That way they can potentially have a job in a situation they would otherwise not. I feel like those are potentially good uses, but they would also have to be highly monitored, because those individuals, for the most part, already have a situation where their doctor is heavily involved in their care. And so introducing a technology that would have additional side effects to them, it's one of those, well, they're already in a bad spot, so how can this make it worse? But the problem is as Tad mentioned, there's many, many sci-fis and things that express the same thing, that anxieties, those other emotions and other triggers that become the slippery slope of, well, they're already hurting, so why not? And that's kind of the problem, is we are very capable humans of creating things and getting very, very good at it. However, should we is always the problem that we have, because we are curious beings.
Can we is not always the question. Should we? That's what we should be talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And in this particular case, yeah, I'm going to vote no, especially even just immediate things like it is a nightmare for people with imperfect vision or inner ear stuff.
Well, that is those two things are supposed to, and the front heavy aspect that you mentioned of the goggles. Those are all things that are supposed to be being addressed in this new headgear that they are trying to come out with in the next year.
They say that every time.
Yeah. But I mean, looking at the prototype that they posted, it's definitely not like the Oculus. It doesn't have a giant, basically theater that you're strapped to your face. Like, it looks more like closer to headphones for your eyes, and that kind of bulk, not as big as what we currently see. If they're able to pull it off.
My thoughts. Does it have a blue light filter in it?
Right.
How does that affect the experience? How does this exposure to extended screen time affect your brain's ability to monitor day and night?
Right.
I mean, we already have a situation where people genuinely have their brains totally confused of what time of year it is because they're not exposed to enough far red and red radiation to tell anymore that not every day is noon on a summer day.
And melatonin levels on average have dropped immensely in the last
100%.
few years.
There's okay, I'm gonna stop.
No, please go. This is what this is for.
Yeah, this is also involves Christianity as well. I saw Life Church. What was it? About a month ago.
Yep.
They did their very first metaverse church.
Yeah, they're starting. Well, technically, it's not metaverse at this point. Metaverse doesn't officially exist yet, but it is a virtual reality. And there's also another VR church that's been going for a few years now that Mo and I actually covered just a few months before we got folded into LTN on our show. That essentially kind of started as people that couldn't go out, couldn't go to, can't leave their home, but has grown into a big community of people that just attend church online. And we had that whole discussion of, is that really the same thing? Especially faith-wise, is it the same thing to be building your entire church life around something that's only in virtual reality, that only exists in virtual reality? But whether that's the case or not, like you said, with Life Church, and of course, I'm sure many people are going to jump on the bandwagon, it's going to be a reality.
Yeah.
I feel like I cut you off.
In all honesty, I feel like that's the same argument as when churches started getting on the radio waves. It's just a different type of church, and it has a different audience.
Yeah.
But just like Billy Graham would minister to people and then say, okay, you've heard, you've received, now go get in a community.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That is the thing, and that is the line. And just as folks that absorb radio church, there's for as long as there's been a way to distance oneself from community yet still try to participate, humans have been trying to do it. That's just my easiest technology grab, but I'm sure there were ways before that where...
But at the same time, they
don't plug in.
These kind of things can also serve as catalyst for future connection to a real church. There's quite a few people. That's quite a few people that are disconnected from the church.
There's plenty of those that go and plant seeds, but once they're starting to sprout, they need to be cultivated and they need to go someplace.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the thing. It's like we're talking about the metaverse church, but there were plenty of... I didn't go to one. It's not my style, but there was plenty of stories of Minecraft churches where chaplains were building little Minecraft chapels in their little servers and inviting their congregates to meet in a voice chat and do church that way. It was different, but it was a thing.
Yeah, World of Warcraft as well had a similar, but all of those moments were, like we're saying, points of like reaching out to people, just like LTN reaching out to people in their culture, in their comfort, and meeting them where they are at.
Right. And I'm sure LTN will get involved with the metaverse as it grows, no doubt, because that's going to be a place full of nerds.
So has anybody else been reminded of WALL-E and the civilization on the ship with this whole conversation? Because like all those people were living independently in pods, somehow still procreating, somehow still, experiencing different parts of the ship, but all very isolated, but not realizing that they were isolated, not realizing what they were missing because that was normal until they got shaken out of their virtual reality. And I don't know, it just makes me think about that.
That's a valid point. In fact, all these things that we brought up, all the dystopian future and living in virtual reality, augmented reality things that have been sci-fi stories, nearly all of them paint this as this probably shouldn't have happened.
Well, forgive me. Is there a utopia story that ends well?
Good point. You have a good point. But
Heaven.
Thank you, KY. I thought that too.
But like,
I was waiting for somebody to know that.
But like,
I got you, sister.
It's a little more than a story, though, right?
But Meg in the chat brought up that funny quote of sci-fi author, "Don't do this thing, scientist. Let's do this thing." Like that's like that's kind of where we're at with a lot of these things. But it does seem like this is an inevitable future. It seems like everything's tilting this way. We just saw Xbox, Microsoft make that giant purchase of Activision and Blizzard this past week with, they stated, the explicit goal of trying to corner a market on the metaverse here when it comes to gaming. Because, of course, gaming is going to be a huge part of what the metaverse will become. But it's almost certainly going to grow in every sector of society over the next probably decade. Like, it's going to happen a lot faster than I think any of us are going to be ready for. And the way it was described in one of the videos that I saw is like in the way that we think going to the library is outdated when you can just Google it. Now we're going to eventually get to the point where we can just think of something and be immersed in it in the metaverse. And having to go and type out a search term is going to feel so outdated.
I'm offended.
I put a
Going
little
to the
pause
library
in
is
that
not
because-
outdated.
Absolutely not.
My personal feelings are hurt. I have been attacked. Go ahead,
Look,
Gray.
I never go to Google and find all my books stacked up in weird places, and the Google person yelling saying, "Hey, Google's closed today," while we reorganize everything by color and height.
But Mo, you can look forward to
servers
your
crash all the time.
Yeah, Google's down today because our server crashed because we had so many DDoS attacks or whatever it's called.
At least you can still open a book. It might take you a little bit longer to find it,
From
but you can
9 to 4 every weekday.
And the information in a book is not going to disappear if somebody stops paying for the address or the server space.
This is not the crowd to argue about anti-book with. Let me just warn you ahead of time, because you're definitely barking up the wrong trees here.
goes to the metaverse, her work will be an eye shot.
Mo's face. Oh, so funny.
You better watch out, because also in the metaverse, she'll be shooting you with the guns that are in her eyes. So,
Again,
Some of our friends know all about my eye shot, okay? They will tell you. They will warn you.
Oh,
it is not
gracious.
something you want to mess with.
You don't want to
oh
be
no,
with an eye shot.
you're a librarian. You scare me.
Okay, you know what? I do need to add, though, something that I have just learned very recently that I find mind-blowing is that teenagers today, like, we think of Google. We think, just go search it on Google. Easy. Do you know teenagers today don't fully understand Google. I've told my kids, I've told several other kids, type it in Google, figure it out. And they're like, what do you mean type it in Google?
Well, if you think
Your
about
question, what you want to find out, type it in Google. But what do I put? Your question.
Right. The whole
well, if you think about it,
Alexa, how do I Google?
Exactly. Sorry, Thray. Thray has been trying to say something, Matt.
Sorry. What's up?
No, it's okay. I'm not. I can't see any bubble, so I don't get a cue. Sorry. If you think about it, we have the building blocks of, I think most of us here were at least at some point given the, quote unquote, old fashioned tools of, okay, this is how you look up something in an encyclopedia.
Yes.
And while we don't do that, it taught us to critical think of what keywords we were looking for.
Yep.
And then that information is what we would enter into a Google search. So yeah, the process became so much easier. But that process of critical thinking to come up with, okay, if I can't figure out that word, then what word can I use? Or what words were around it that I can find?
Yeah.
Those are tools that we were given the building blocks for because we grew up as the technology grew up.
Yep.
But the next generation, it's just, talk to it magic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with that, we also have lost a lot of the in-house education when it comes to utilizing of the internet. Like, when's the last time a kid has gone through internet courtesy, or how to look things up on Google, how to use parentheses on Google search to actually.
Well, Google is spending a ton of money on making ads for that very purpose right now. I'll tell you that much.
At our house, we have.
Yeah, so on PBS when we were kids was cyber. What was it called?
Cyber Kids.
Cyber Kids, and it went on about what not to do with strangers and how do you keep your password safe and things like this in fun animated way with the. Oh my goodness! The guy that played the parrot from Aladdin,
Gilbert Godfrey.
Oh,
Gilbert Godfrey played the bird.
Oh, no! Cyber Chase.
Cyber Chase. There we go. Thank you. Love that show. Just couldn't remember the name. Anyway,
it was a math show.
Sorry, I only know about that because of my kids, though, so I can't really be like that's my childhood.
Highly educational, but also brought together some important fundamentals when interacting with the internet, and that is something that is completely lost because we give our 10-year-olds a phone and then we do not have any
we give our 2-year-olds a phone.
Yeah, we give our 2-year-olds a phone and then have no way of disciplining their action through that course. So yeah, anyway, okay.
Well, another thing is, I'm sorry, KY, did you want to talk?
No, I was just thinking my kids don't have devices, and that actually came up in their homeschool today, part of a co-op project, but that's, I know I'm in the minority, so that's okay.
There's a reason Steve Jobs did not give his own children his technology until they were of a majority. There's a reason. If the man did not give his own children screen time, while the rest of us were buying it all up. Just think about that. The other piece is, what's also interesting is there's this gap, because while we also have an odd transition between a generation that has some internet knowledge savvy and, a younger generation that has also got some, there's this in-between education period that I keep hearing about. Where elementary school teachers will come up to me and go, "Did you know this about internet safety?" And I'll go, "Yeah." Well, they were explaining it to these kindergartners that, at the end of your email, do you see that name? if the name isn't yours, you don't own the email. That company does. Oh, that makes so much sense. Yeah, that's why Hillary Clinton got in trouble. And you know,
not enough trouble,
you
in
have
my
to
opinion,
pay
but...
for with Google. And why you don't just, you know, drop all your personal information online. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. That's a whole nother discussion when it comes to what the metaverse is going to look like when it comes to data and scams and all that kind of stuff. But we don't have time for that today because that's going to wrap up our discussion here. Thank you, Hillary, Meg, Duncan, and Thray for joining us for this discussion.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks
for having us. This was fun.
Always awesome.
Always awesome. Love y'all.
Love you.
Goodbye. All right. We do need an Ask Us Anything question real quick from the Twitch chat. If you want to jump in real quick and give us a question.
Ask us anything.
Get creative. Get personal.
I shared
Make
a
us
lot
cry.
of personal stuff yesterday.
Make us cry for you right here, right now.
Nope. Y'all want to get personal? You should have come heard my testimony.
What was your favorite snow day activity? Okay, as a kid. Let's do it. Before we go, we're going to answer an Ask Us Anything question from Twitch.
Today's question comes from our friend Meg. Yes, from Meg. She says, "What was your favorite snow day activity?"
As a kid, she specified.
As a kid, yeah.
So I would say I have like two answers. Like if we're talking about the go-to, the one that I would always do, of course, it would be building a snowman. But
do you want to build a snowman?
If we're talking about actual favorite activity, I only got to do it a couple times. One in which I nearly died, which I told that story recently on the show. But it's sledding. Now, I could never like create my own sledding hills. So I didn't have any like around my house. So it only occurred when I was in like another state with family and stuff like that I had the opportunity to go in a safe environment. But aside from that one time where I almost died because I almost fell into a dry river bed full of fallen down trees at 50 miles an hour. Aside from that time, it was a blast. So sledding is my favorite. Mo?
Do you realize that in our Twitch chat over here, Tad knew that you were going to say that?
I'm sure he did. Yeah. Yep, there it is. Yeah, Matt sledding to his almost death to kiss his future girlfriend, which I did. Yeah, I realized life was too short at that trip.
Oh my!
I kissed her. No, she was my girlfriend then. She was my future wife at that.
Future wife. Okay, so y'all got to remember, I grew up in Eastern North Carolina, and we didn't get snow.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever really think about North Carolina doesn't get snow.
North Carolina. I mean, North Carolina does get snow, just the mountains of North Carolina. I grew up eastern, which is pretty close to the coast. I was about an hour and a half away from the coast.
Yeah, okay.
So I got a lot of hurricanes. My favorite hurricane activity was sitting out.
Flying through the air.
Watching everything fly past my house. And then go paddle boating through the flooded waters. I'm not even kidding. I am not kidding. Okay, look. Okay, hold on. Everybody look up. Everybody Google. You ready? Hurricane Floyd. And yeah, that happened in the town that I grew up in. And there are pictures. If you see any articles about Aiden or Grifton, and any pictures of people in boats, I mean, we were boating down the highway because it had flooded that much. So anyway, I think in my entire childhood, I can remember one time that it snowed. And the only reason I remember that is because I learned what a snowdrift was. The wind had blown in an odd direction of our house. And so it looked as if the snow was very deep.
Yeah.
And I stepped right off of our back steps into that snowdrift and went straight down. And like hurt my ankle and my knee super bad. And then I was done with the snow for the day.
Well, that'll do it.
I will tell you.
Wrap it up.
My favorite thing to do is make snow cream. So.
Oh, that's Daedra's favorite thing too.
I love snow cream.
Make ice cream out of snow.
And I have imparted the wisdom to all of my students this past week that you don't take a bowl out to your yard and scoop up snow from your yard off of the ground, because you're going to get grass and dirt and, any pet left behind things. But if you know that it's going to snow, you stick your bowl outside the night before, and then freshly fallen snow falls right into your bowl, ready for you to make snow cream. So
Daedra goes out there with a spoon. But you also don't scoop up. What you do is you skim the top. Skim the top. That way, no grass.
No.
Yeah.
You stick your bowl outside. It's so much easier.
If you don't think about that ahead of time,
then you don't eat snow cream.
Then you miss out on fun. Okay?
Exactly. You don't plan, you don't play. Just
you heard
very
that, everybody.
simple.
You heard it. Mo said it here first.
Right?
You're not responsible. You can't play.
Anyway.
Let's end with our verse for the day.
Our verse for the day is Psalm 86:5. For you, O Lord, are good and forgiving, abounding in steadfast love to all who call upon you.
All right, folks. Those were our 4 days of shows. But don't go anywhere just yet. We've got a taste test. Da-da-da-dee-dee-dee. More stuff from across the world. Oh, okay. So we got 2 things here. And I think, 3 things, but 2 brands of things. First of all, we got KitKats. Again, these are from Tristan and Rivka from Australia. We got KitKat Dark and, I smell them from here. KitKat Dark with Southern Australian, I'm not even on camera. Southern Australian Orange. There you go. Those.
Somebody is
phone
trying to get Matt's attention.
You want to open those up?
Is this what we're doing?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited.
But then,
and you're right, you can smell them.
Yeah.
Is this like the normal size of Kit Kats in Australia? This is like 3 times the size.
Yeah, they're giant.
But it doesn't say like king size or giant size anywhere, which makes me feel like it's just the normal size.
This is snack size. Yeah. This is fun size. Fun size Kit Kats in Australia. This one.
I mean.
Okay, it does say share and reclose. So, I mean,
where?
On the back. So it implies.
It says peel open.
I'm hoping.
I can't, yeah.
Open it up!
What is happening?
How do I get this goodness in me?
For real, bro. I know. What's going on here?
This is a really mean trick.
I want the candy.
You know, they give you this big size because by the time you get it open, you've worked off enough calories.
I got it.
To eat the whole thing.
That one.
Ay, ay, ay.
Boy.
Ow.
Oh my gosh.
I got
it. It's not even like normally separated. Like it's one giant piece. It just broke apart in shipping. Oh, these aren't bigger. They're halves.
So Tristan said something, but it's going away.
They're blocks. Yeah, so they're blocks. We do have small ones as well. Okay.
I'm so excited.
Okay, get your normal one. Get your normie one.
Normie?
Normie. Can I have a napkin?
What the heck a normie is?
Napkin. I want a tissue.
I use them interchangeably.
Don't need to coat my Kit Kat in aloe.
I also use toilet paper in the same way. I walked into the bathroom really quick last night before I went up on stage.
Yeah.
And I already had the earpiece and microphone and everything. And so as I walked past Chris, he's like, make sure that's off. And I was like, I walked in real quick and then walked back out. And he was like, just kind of looked at me. I said, I didn't do anything. I needed toilet paper because I don't know where tissue is. Okay.
Like, did you wash your hands? That was not time enough.
Yeah, he just like these judgmental eyes at me. What did you do?
All right.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Normal dark chocolate Kit Kat from Australia. Not like cloyingly sweet or anything. It's like but not overly bitter either.
I know. It's like perfect.
Yeah. I like that. Okay. And now the orange one's got like little orange swirlies all up on it. Give that a try. Oh, you're not ready yet?
No, I still took a bite of that one.
You took a second bite? Are you choking? Don't choke. Drink your LaCroix.
Good grief.
Your LaCroix.
You're so rude. Oh.
That right there is bomb. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. That's dang good. That orange one is dang good. All right. We're off keto today, boys. Yeah, you're right. All right, Mo. Now, I was going to save this for another week, but since we're taking next week off, I want to make sure these are still, like, good. And what's really funny is that we got this package long before last week was recorded, like several days beforehand. And though we may have mentioned it in passing in the past, we never went as hard into our opinion that we hate peach-flavored stuff.
Oh, dear heavens.
Until last week. And the only other thing in this bag is delightfully unexpected fruit chocks, which I'm almost certain is pieces of peach
covered in chocolate. So it's like Raisinets, but with peach.
Pretty sure.
I mean...
That's a peach, right? Is that a peach or a nectarine?
Oh, you know?
I think it's a peach.
IDK.
It looks like a peach.
We need our friends up here.
It's got the pig. Oh, they're apricots. Okay, apricots. Okay.
Nah, they're apricots, he says.
I mean, that looks like a peach.
It does look like a peach, but
I don't really like apricots either. Do you like apricots?
I love apricots.
Oh, okay, well, then you might enjoy
But
this.
here's the thing. I love peaches themselves. Love peaches. Hate anything flavored peach. That's what I don't like. Peach tea, peach candies. It all smells like cat pee. All of it. But peaches are...
I legitimately thought this was peaches.
Amazing.
But I'm not going to enjoy it either way.
Apricots. Thanks, Dad.
No, sir. I don't like it.
Do you need to spit it?
I want to try and slam it.
Slime it?
Slam it. Wow. I'm legitimately afraid. Yep. I'm going to spit it. Ah! Oh, gosh.
Well,
Where's that other piece of Kit Kat I saved? Oh.
I know who's taking these home.
Ugh. Woo! Either way. Thank you, Tristan and Rivka. She really likes those. And we both really liked all 4 of the other things you sent. 5 if you count the decorations. So that's like a 95% or something win.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have nothing to add? Are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with you? Do you need to poop?
It couldn't have hit that quick, could it?
Are you serious? Oh gosh, that's funny. The power of suggestion. Holy cow, that's hilarious. Well, I was gonna go take care of business. But she's not going in this time because she doesn't know where the tissues are. That's really funny. All right, guys, we are going to wrap things up here. Thank you so much for joining us for this this rework of the recording. I hope y'all enjoyed the new style, the new stuff, and we're really grateful that y'all got to be a part of that, as always. Trishan says, no, they don't work that fast, Molly.
Well,
they're gonna. And I think it went well. Do you think this style went well?
Mm-hmm.
Style, aside from not knowing when your fact was coming up. Mm-hmm. But when do you ever? So, I mean, most of the time you don't.
I know when other things are coming up and we need to end the show.
Coming up? Or down?
Or out.
Or out. Stick around. I am going to do a raid after I close out the thing here. But again, thank you so much for joining us. Once again, I'm Radio Matt.
And I'm Mo.
And if nobody else tells you, we promise it's true.
Jesus loves you, nerd.